If at first you don't succeed, try and try again is the way it goes. That's why we run early here. Once again, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 7v7 Elite pregame show. Alan Zlotorzynski, Logan Pettit, Mike Moffitt, and Jackson Robb with you here tonight. The second Adidas Bowl. Tonight, it's between the Viera Hawks, 0-1, and the Satellite Scorpions. Logan, as I was asking you earlier tonight, Satellite comes in at 1-0. They lose their starting quarterback last week. This week, they start the sophomore Dylan Vigliotti. Viera's had all week to prepare for him. Heritage, no time, obviously, last week. What can we expect to see from Satellite tonight?
Well, no time to prepare for him, and they still were able to pull out the W, so that tells me he's got a good grasp of the offense. They might have watered it down a little bit for him, but he was able to do it. So I'd say whatever you did in the last week, what you put on film, you're going to have to build some wrinkles off of it, but I'd say stick to that script. I was watching Vigliotti in pregame here, practicing and stuff. He throws a pretty good little ball, and he looks to be an exciting kid, young, but seemed athletic enough too.
All right. We've also got in the booth tonight Mike Moffitt. And, Mike, you don't have to get up this time. Just turn the trophy around. I'm going to flash in and show it right there. Tonight we're playing for the Adidas Bowl trophy here at Hawks Stadium as we stand for the national anthem. The JROTC color guard. We're going to ask Mike right after this here on the 7v7 Elite pregame show about what we can expect from Viera and not how to count Viera out yet, even though they're 0-1 and have not scored a point. All right, it's Friday Night Lights here at Hawks Stadium, and back to our 7v7 Elite pregame show. And Mike Moffitt, the question for you is this. The Viera Hawks are 0-1, 28 points in the spring game against Heritage. Since then, haven't sniffed the end zone. Shutout last week against Creekside, 49-0. Shutout 32-0 by O'Galley a couple of weeks ago in the Kickoff Classic. I know these kids, Mike. I've watched them persevere through youth football to a Pop Warner Super Bowl. I've watched these kids win a JV championship last year. I don't believe there should be any panic.
Oh, there's definitely going to be no panic. I got a chance to speak with both coaches in the breezeway over by the locker room before the game, and I asked them about a couple key players and what their plans were to do. I think what both coaches are going to try to do tonight is get some people out in space and maybe break a tackle and get some long runs in there. But it's to be seen, I guess. But I think once they touch that end zone, I think they're going to get together and they'll be fine. But I know Viera's got a few injuries. Everybody knows about the quarterback at Satellite, Hinkle, going down. But like I say, Zigliani just came in there and just was lights out. Left-hander, and I don't think that the team they were playing that night was ready for that. He was dinking and doinking them, and they break a tackle, and they're gone. So I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think they're going to air it out pretty good.
All right, Hayes Kingston as well as Reese Reynolds, Quincy Gillens, and number 55 is Logan Keith. He returns to the offensive line here tonight. They're on the field as your captains, and I'll get the number of the Scorps as they run off the field. Logan, as a defensive guy, Brian Helton runs something that is really, really unique. It's called the 3-3 stack. What is it?
Well, a 3-3 stack tells you have three down linemen, Typically, you're going to have 1 and a 0 technique, which is head up on the center, and then 2 4s or 4 eyes, which is either going to be head up on the tackle or inside eye of the offensive tackle. And then you have 3 stacked linebackers. That stack meaning they're lining up directly behind those defensive linemen, and then the 5 tells you have 5 defensive backs. Now, the way Helton runs it is I love it. One of those 3 on the front is really like a hybrid-y guy. He stands up a lot of the time. At least this is what he did last year at Merritt Island. And then the 5th guy in the secondary isn't like a corner or a safety. He's another hybrid-y type guy that can blitz off the edge and drop into coverage. But what's so interesting about it, and I describe it as amoebic, okay, because he loves to bring pressure. All right, you're going to see a lot of pressure. And you don't know where it's coming from. He could bring 3 guys off of one side, show that he's bringing them, bail them out, and bring 2 off the other side. He could bring some right up the middle and another guy off the edge. It's eclectic the way he runs his blitz packages, yet staying in that 3-man front. And it's a work of art to me. As a defensive guy, it's an absolute work of art. I love it.
What's required to make a successful 3-3 stack? What type of an athlete do you need?
You need fast linebackers. You need linebackers that are going to be able to scrape. You need linebackers that are going to be able to fill a hole, and you need defensive linemen that are going to eat up blocks for those linebackers to run.
All right, Mike Moffitt, before we get set here tonight, tell us about the birth of the Adidas Bowl. How did this all come about?
It started, 2019, I believe. We got together with Vero Beach High School and Viera High School when Coach Smith was here and thought we would offer something to give the kids a little more incentive of just playing a out-of-county team. So that was how it was born with Vero and Viera. The last 2 years, Vero kind of did a back out, you can say, and ended up scheduling a different game and didn't do Viera very well. So I got with Coach Helton and asked him if he'd like to be a part of it, and he was all in 100%. So that's how it basically is born. We're excited about it tonight, and we look forward to many more years. I know he did say he wanted to play Viera as long as they would put him on the schedule, and we can continue this Adidas Bowl.
I put my picture of my broadcast partner up on the screen, Ted Kimmy. He's out tonight with an illness, Coach. Get well, get better. We'll see you back next week. Coach is going to be making the trek south with me down to St. Thomas Aquinas next week, as I will be on the call for Cocoa and St. Thomas. Don't know who won the coin toss, but all I can tell you is Satellite is kicking off and doing the kicking for the Scorps. Looks like 99. Is that 99? Let's see when he turns around here. 39. 39 is Caleb Garner, a sophomore, and we are just about ready for Friday Night Lights here on Brevard Sports Network. We are underway. Kick fielded at the 8, brought out to across the 20, 25, 30, all the way out to the 33. And I like the start there on special teams. A couple of weeks ago in the Kickoff Classic, right here, Viera got rocked on the kickoff, or at O'Galley, I should say. Rocked on the kickoff, and it set the tone for the entire game.
Yeah, that was a nice little return by Pillow there at number 6. Found a little crease, broke a tackle, and now you got good field position to start the game. You always want that.
All right, 1st and 10 for Chase Cromartie and this offense. We'll give you the starters. Well, actually, Shane didn't send me the starters, so I can't give them to you. I'm going to start blaming the coaches when I don't get the starters. I asked for them straight up the gut there. And nice run. Look, still at second, third effort, and that should be out, and they're going to mark it down. But what an effort, and that's exactly what you want to see. That's Judah Knight.
Yeah, Alan, we saw Judah Knight, I think it was last year when he was a sophomore coming in here, and he ran the ball very hard. And he's older, he's bigger. It's going to be fun to watch him tonight.
If you know anything about the Viera offense, there is no such thing as a huddle. Cromartie turns, gives the Knight, and that's what you expect from that 3-3 stack. That's Everett Mummery in there, and he just broke that up in a hurry. It's going to be 3rd and short, no yards.
Unblocked, coming off the edge. That's what I'm saying. They might spread those backers out. They might, give you a different look, but it's the same principle. Look, they're walking them all up here. You don't know where they're going to come from. They got one middle backer right here with 2 guys off the edge.
Loss of 3, 3rd and 3 for Cromartie and this offense. Chase, 2, 3 steps, drops, throws, and intercepted and down. What a great little I got to say this. You can't throw that ball into double coverage like that. Caden Johnson with the reception.
No, and they had the one middle backer there. They're almost daring you to run on 3rd and short. I would have checked to a run.
Yeah.
They had pressure showing off the edge, and the pressure got there and forced a bad throw.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by here at Viera Sun Shop, where the sun shines brighter, and boy, doesn't it. Come on, October. 1st and 10 for Dylan Vigliotti, and now I have the defensive starters and starters for Satellite as Coach Menny shipped them over to me. First play, turns, gives, up the gut, and a gain of 3. Let's give you the defensive line. Logan Keith, Chase Lohman, Daniel Gutierrez, and Isaac Hunger Bueller. The linebackers are Hufty and Olsen. Outside linebackers, Humke and Versick. Judah Knight will also get some play. Cam Nils, Braden Aravalis, and Reese Reynolds in the secondary. That's your Hawks defense. We'll give you the starting offense for Satellite after this play. Gives, breaks outside at the 50, down to the 35, 40, and pushed out of bounds. What a block by
Tristan White.
Yeah, Tristan with a block, and Akiah Jones picks up many yards, and that is more than enough for a Satellite first down. Your offensive starters, quarterback Dylan Vigliotti, Akiah Jones, receivers Dawson, Miles Hinkle, Cooper Jenkins, Tristan White, Harlan Pete will get some time. This time, Akiah Jones will be stopped in the backfield. Good play. Up front, the big guys up front. Center is Harlan Pete, Noah Ostrander, Tucker Fry, Corbin Conley. Big Corbin Conley. Takes up a lot of space, and he is agile, as well as another Montanez in Ty. It's 2nd and 11 for Satellite. Ball at the 33-yard line. Just underway, but I'm looking the wrong spot for the clock. 9:39 to go. Vigliotti turns, gives. Oh, nope, fake. And nobody's home there. And that's what you get sometimes from a sophomore, Logan. Forces that ball. I guess there's supposed to be a receiver there, but nobody turned.
I think it was supposed to be a quick route. You had the two receivers, front receivers in the stack blocking, and they had the block, but 11 ran the wrong route. I think that's Parker Dawson, a veteran on this offense. He kind of cut up field, and I don't know if he was expected to block there or what, but somebody was supposed to run a bubble route, and they didn't.
It is 3rd10 and a half. I would imagine that this is 4-down territory for Satellite. Vigliotti claps, now he gets it, rolls right, looking to throw. He does. That's a wobbler down the field, but caught out of bounds. I don't think he got a foot in.
They're going to call him in, I think.
Did they call him in?
They're looking like it.
Holy smokes. Oh, my. Sometimes it's better to be lucky and good, and with the way the Scorps are going right now, they're a little bit of both there, Mike.
Coach is losing his mind right now. That was he definitely came out. He came down out of bounds.
He was out of bounds. One of these days we'll have instant replay in high school football, but we don't now. So it's 1st and 10 from the 10. 1st and goal to go from the 10. The worst kind of goal to go inside the Sun Shop red zone. Vigliotti turns, gives to Jones. Jones busted up in the middle by number 55 for the Viera Hawks. That's Logan Keith, and it's good to have him back in the middle there. Right back to the line of scrimmage comes Satellite. Vigliotti with Jones to his left. 2 wide receivers split equally to each side. White hat. 8:53 to play, first quarter. Satellite knocking on the door, turns, gives to Jones. Big hole that time. Jones forces his way through. He'll pick up 3. It'll be 3rd and goal. So far, Logan, what do you see?
Yeah, it looks like Satellite is content with running the football right now, and it's working out. I like that big gain, whether it was a catch or not, which I don't think it was, but I like the idea of rolling the young man out, giving him a half read or a half field read. So he doesn't have to, spend a ton of time in the pocket. But they're taking what they're getting right now, and they seem to be content with it. And I like the game plan of establishing the run a little bit.
Satellite's always got a kicker. This year's no exception. 3rd down, we'll see if it's 4-down territory. Akai Jones gets outside. Good cut by Akai, but even better job by Brandon Aravalis.
Late flag came in.
Yeah, let's see what that is. That's over in the area of the tackle. I hope he's not trying to say a horse collar.
It wasn't a horse collar.
No. He grabbed him kind of by that back a little bit, but did not.
I think they might have picked it up. I don't know.
Oh, no. They called a face mask. Mike, what have you seen so far?
3 yards in a cloud of dust,
Yeah.
pretty much, other than one pass play that they caught out of bounds. But other than that, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, full dose of Jones.
Yep, no doubt.
And I think that's smart with a young quarterback. Just don't put too much pressure on him early and let the run game develop the pass game. We got a Wildcat look here.
Yeah, that's Miles Hinkle in for the Scorpion touchdown. Number 7, Miles Hinkle. And it's 6-0 Scorps pending the extra point.
I got to tell you, that offensive line of Satellite is just making their way with the D-line early.
Pot. It's pot, gentlemen. They're out there, and they've done pot. And what I mean is points off turnovers. That's exactly what that is. Good football teams cash in. Scorps do it. On for the extra point, number 39 for Satellite is Caleb Garner, the sophomore. The most important part of any of this isn't the kicker. It's the snap and the hold, and it's good. It's up, and the kick is right down Viera Boulevard. And with 7:54 to go, it's 7-0 Satellite on top. All right, guys, I'm going to ask both of you this. Mike, you've been around high school football since, really Jesus was a baby. You, Logan, obviously coached it. How do you keep Viera from right now with the start that they've had in the kickoff classic? How do you keep these guys from not getting down?
You go ahead.
First of all, I think the coaches need to keep their composure, because when the players see the coaches lose their minds, they start to tighten up and lose their minds. So I think the coaches need to keep their composure, believe in the kids, and like I say, it was a turnover, points off turnover, but still a long way to go. I think they'll be okay. But he's just got to keep his composure, all the coaches, and not do the screaming and the grabbing of the face mask and you slapping them upside the helmet, which they don't do. But anyways, he's just got to keep his composure, and I think the kids will be okay.
Yeah, you're right, and they benefit from, they bring back Staples was on the coaching staff. Most of his coaching staff was there, so the kids are familiar with them. You pull them aside and you say, hey, it's football. They're going to score. They're going to score. You overcome adversity. That's what this game is all about, is we get another good return here. But, don't get down on yourselves. You're going to be down.
Right.
It happens. Just it's how you respond.
I like both answers. Reese Reynolds. So that is Miles Hinkle, and we're going to have some different guests pop.
Got some laundry on the field.
Yeah, I've got some different guests scheduled to come into the booth tonight. Mark Hinkle, the Satellite quarterback, is one of them, as I look to get the Satellite scores thing off the screen there. My apologies. All right, now we're good. I just had to fix the quarter adjustment there. All right, Cromartie comes back, and quarterbacks got to have short memories. Let's see if Cromartie does. 1st and 10, high snap, give. Judah Knight. Knight tries to get outside, and there's those linebackers right. That's actually the defensive lineman right there. That's big number 56, Kieran Mighty.
Yeah, Helton does something interesting with those backers. He plays them a little closer to the line of scrimmage, which can be exploited in some cases, but the way he runs his system, it causes the offensive line to point and be like, is he coming? Is he not coming? And if you have a fast enough defensive line like it looks like Satellite does, that can cause problems for that too. You don't know where it's coming from, and it makes it challenging to block.
Coming up tonight after this game, 30 minutes after this game, the Slow and Low Barbecue post-game show. Chase Cromartie keeps it. Nice cut.
Nice.
And Cromartie gets out beyond the first down marker for a gain of, that's about a 17-yard gain. He's happy. I like the bravado by Chase there, but you can't have your quarterback running 17 yards all night.
No, not all night. I thought he had a lane, and he mashed the B button real quick with a spin move and picked up a couple extra yards. It was a good run by the young man.
I've seen Chase. Chase has been over in those treads all for 2-3 years over at Uberzati. He's deceptively quick. Turns, gives, good hole up the middle. Judah Knight picks up 6. Ball beyond the 50. 2nd and about 4 at the Scorps 49. So now this Viera offense is sustaining somewhat of a drive here.
Yeah, they're stringing it together. They just got to keep it going and answer.
We already have one game in the books this week. O'Galley moves to 2-0 with a 56-0 win over Liberty. Knight again, and this time Knight is stacked up first on the scene to disrupt all that is number 8, Gabe White. And White with the big stop. Is it White that's committed to Army? That's Ben Morrow is committed to Army. Morrow, yeah.
That tells you a lot about the character of the young man, too. Because the Army's not just going to take anybody.
No, they're not. 3rd down and 4, and we got a whistle, and with 5:44, the water break. So we'll step aside here on Brevard Sports Network, and what I mean by step aside is turn off the audio. We'll be right back here on BSN. All right, welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network. Water break over 5:44. Scorps on top, 7-0. Thanks to a Miles Hinkle touchdown. 3rd down and 5. Cromartie looks to throw. He's in trouble. He's going to get outside and run with it. Cuts the corner. He's going to be short. It's going to be 4th down and 2, and it's decision time. What do you do here? What do you do, guys?
Oh, you go for it.
Yeah.
No question about it. You go for it.
Yeah, you pretty much got to go for it right at this point. First quarter is just about gone, so they need a little bit more momentum on their side.
Another water break.
What was the last thing?
I think Satellite called a timeout.
Okay.
I believe they did.
So 5:35 now, 4th and 1. We'll keep it right here. And, guys, any surprises thus far with week 1 in the books? Logan, I thought Melbourne losing was a surprise to me. I thought the Bulldogs would come out, play a lot more mistake-free offensively with the veterans they have on that unit. I know the offensive line is young. Defensively, 5 turnovers last week. What did you think? What surprised you last week in Brevard County High School football?
Well, to speak on that game, I think they just got tired out. They're a lot thinner than they were last year. They lost a heck of a lot of talent, and It's not just starters that they lost. They lost, reserves, and that makes a difference. I called the Bayside game last week. I was surprised by Bayside. I thought it would have been a little bit of a closer game, but at the same time, I thought Palm Bay looked pretty darn good.
You're watching the second Adidas Bowl here on the Brevard Sports Network, the number one source for prep and youth sports in Brevard County. It's 4th and 1. Cromartie turns, gives, straight up the gut, 1st down. Great call. And,
nice
boy, if you ever needed a 1st down, that was it.
Yeah, and I like just don't make it too complicated. You've been picking up 3-4 yards a clip. Keep trying that. I did notice they had a little bubble screen built off of that. That's something to keep an eye on for later.
All right.
Pretty much 9 in the box.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, Jim Williams. Appreciate that. Turns, gives. And that's another good gain on 1st down. And look, that's 2 times in a row that they've picked up 5 yards on 1st down. 5 times 2 is 10. You'll take that all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're doing it running the football, too. They're not making it too complicated.
4:46 to go, 1st quarter. Satellite up 7-0 on the Sun Shop scoreboard at the top of the screen. Cromartie looks to throw. He does. Nice pass, nice catch. And the Hawks are at or have another 1st down. On the reception there was number 12, Javon Cooper. And this is what you want to see if you're a Viera Hawk fan and one of the Viera coaches, is your football team moving the ball down the field.
Yeah, it was a nice little concept, too. They're sitting in cover 3. He had the out route because the corner's bailing. You're going to beat the flats coverage there. And
Cromartie rolls right, looking, throws.
can't do that.
That's what's got to stop. I love Chase. Chase is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in this county before his days at Viera are over. But those are the drive killers right there, Logan.
Yeah, you either make a decision. You take off and run with it, or just put it so it's on the track if you're throwing it out. Don't give that secondary a chance.
Yep.
Especially after you've already thrown one.
If you see any other jersey twice that's not yours as a quarterback, you do exactly what Logan Pettit just said. 2nd and 10. Cromartie turns and gives straight up the gut. I got news for you guys. I'd make Brian Helton's defense adjust on those runs up the middle. I'd switch it up a little bit. I may take it out of a different formation or two, but they got 4 or 5 yards a clip running the ball up the middle so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd even build a read off of it, which I know they have. And Cromartie, you don't want him taking a ton of hits, but keep him honest.
Donnie Reber reports, another Brevard Sports Network compadre. Melbourne up on Merritt Island 12-3 already. So Melbourne looks like they have fixed what ails them offensively, and we don't know how they scored, but Merritt Island, a lot to replace. Cromartie throws. Nice. Oh, what a great play by the defender there. Number 22, Seth Hutt. Or I'm sorry, that's and there's a flag. But number 22, Michael Barton. How about that, stepping right in front of that bait and Cromartie to throw that ball?
Yeah, he threw it behind him, too. Really just gave him an opportunity for it. He tried to put a little loft on it and lead him and let the receiver get underneath it, but put a little too much loft on it, and the wrong guy got underneath it. And they're going to put 15 more on this, I think, because I saw a flag fall out of a pocket here on the Viera sideline.
There is laundry indeed on the field.
Never mind.
They're going to back them up 15. They're going to call a block in the back on the return. So Satellite kills that Viera drive. You got to take a positive from that, and the positive is this. You move the football.
You did. You moved the football. You just got to settle in. I mean, you can't have 2 interceptions on your first 2 drives. You got to grab your quarterback and you got to tell him, listen, man, that's in the past. That's over. We moved the football. Let's just be a little less careless with it.
You got to take care of the ball.
I think on that last drive for Viera, they were double teaming 64, the nose guard. If you notice the last play, they moved him outside. They brought somebody else in at nose. And,
right.
And he was stuffing that middle up pretty good, and they started double teaming him, and they were getting some good yardage off of that.
So Vigliotti is nowhere to be found. Here he is with Akiah Jones behind him. 2 wide receivers split equally each side. Vigliotti, the last drive, drove the Scorps down the field and then got points off turnovers. This is Akiah Jones. Jones gets outside, close to a face mask, but not.
It's a nice little same side inside zone play, and the B gap was wide open for him.
All right. If you could, Mike, could I borrow that microphone for just a second? I want to invite a special guest in here. I've got the head football coach for the O'Galley Commodores, Chris Sands, in the house tonight. And, Coach, I got to ask you, when is the last time you've actually been able to come with the family and enjoy a Friday night light environment?
It's been a long time. Been a head coach almost 10 years now, so definitely at least 10 years, and then coaching before that and playing probably since my high school days.
Right. Well, welcome, Coach Sands, into the booth. Coach, I think it's appropriate to start with a congratulations on being 2-0. Listen, I think a lot of people liked you and Palm Bay this year to have outstanding bounce-back seasons. Your team is not disappointed. Since the spring, 182-0. You haven't allowed a point defensively. What's different for your team this year?
I think that just all those freshmen that we played last year are a year better, and they're more consistent. I think that's the biggest thing in high school football. If you can get consistency from your kids, you're going to be a successful team, and we're starting to get consistency. We had a great offseason, and they're really listening to what our coaches are telling them to do, so we're proud of them.
Talking to Chris Sands, the head football coach for the O'Galley Commodores. The Commodores last night, Thursday night edition of high school football, defeated Liberty 56-0. And, Coach, offensively, you just got to love the outstanding balance that you have, being able to throw the football. Maury Crooms with a good night. But you had 2 running. 19 plays, Coach, and you rack up 56 points. I don't care who you're playing. That's impressive. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's rough, though, after the game. And today our skill guys are a little mad because there's not enough plays to go around for them to get the ball.
Right.
But at the end of the day, everyone's happy with 56 points, and we're just excited to go into next week with a really, really good Bishop Moore team that was in the state championship a couple years ago, and we're excited for a big game at our place, and we're ready for the atmosphere.
Look, that's a good football team. Last week they only fell to Edgewood 22-7, and Edgewater 22-7, and we know the powerhouse that Edgewater is. Real quick, get you caught up. 1st and 10 for Satellite. Ball on the 30-yard line. Bigliotti turns, hands off, up the gut, and that Viera defense stacks him up at the line of scrimmage. Coach, obviously the maturation of your football team is a big key to that, but I know your coaching staff really coaches your players up. Talk a little bit about your coaches.
Yeah, I mean, we've been together for a long time, since we got the job at O'Galley, and we kind of do everything together. You know, I say it all the time, like, yeah, my name might be under the head coach, but all our guys are contributed to our team and our program. So, we do things the right way. We do things the right way in the off season, and again, that's the product of the field we put out every year.
Let's talk about that, Coach, because I think one of the more impressive things that your program does, and numbers don't lie, and facts don't care about your feelings. How many guys are playing college football on Saturdays since you and your coaching staff has taken over there at O'Galley?
I'm not even going to say numbers because everyone tries to one-up everyone around here in this county.
But it's impressive.
It is, but at the end of the day, all the kids we have, but the other kids in the different programs that I've helped and all that stuff. But it's incredible how selfish some people around this county are with that aspect of things. As long as we get kids to college for
right.
free education, it doesn't matter. And that's why it's so sad that, like I said, everyone tries to one-up everyone, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But at the end of the day, it's all about the kids in our program, and that's what we care about. So, again, adults can argue and put stuff on Twitter and all that bull crap that we see every day. But at the end of the day, we all see and we all know who cares about the kids around this area.
Chris Sands, the O'Galley Commodore head coach, Alan Zlotorzynski, Logan Pettit, Mike Moffitt, Jackson, Robb. Crowded booth tonight, and happy to have Coach in here. And Coach, I want to ask you, listen, I talked to you a couple of weeks ago before the Kickoff Classic. You've had an opportunity. You played against Viera, but I want to ask you about your team in the aspect that you told me that your team punt here on 4th down. So Viera, what a punt.
Wow.
But, that's as perfect of a punt as you can get and fair caught at the 27-yard line, and that's where Viera will take over. You told me that you felt this team was better than that team you had a couple of years ago, but they aren't at that point yet in the season where that team was then or now. You got a couple of games under your belt now. How would you assess this team? And I don't mean in comparison to that one, but what do you really like about what you guys are doing?
We're getting better, and the best thing about our program right now, the effort that our kids are giving us every single week, not just in the games but in practice. We practice really hard, and our expectations are really high during practice. And, during workouts, we work out every week, twice a week. So, again, the expectation is there. And I just like the ability that our kids have to compete every single day at a high level. And like I said, it's a product of what we're doing, but we're still really young. We're starting – I want to say 13 sophomores right now on our team, one being our starting quarterback. And, again, everyone's owed the bounce-back season. But, again, we're still really, really young. So we're excited for the future and for this year, obviously. And, we're expecting big things this year.
It is 2nd down, and we got whistles and a flag. And Chase Cromartie, excited to see Chase complete a pass there. Coach, as a coach, as a guy that talks to quarterbacks a lot, how do you settle a young? You've had young quarterbacks. What do you tell your young quarterbacks?
All I know about the Chase Cromartie kid, we lit him up in our game, and that kid is one of the toughest competitors I've seen in a long time. He got up every single play after we got to him, and he competed like nothing was wrong. And, a kid like him and a kid like a handful of kids in this area, just young, as long as you're tough and take coaching and are coachable, you have a chance. And especially this kid right here, like, I love watching him play. I love watching film on him. He's not the biggest. He's not the, strongest. But at the end of the day, that kid is tough. And our county needs kids like that to be able to, produce on Saturdays. And that kid's definitely going to play on Saturdays.
No doubt about it. Chris Sands here. That's the end of the first quarter with the score 7-0 here. As Viera, I'll change the quarter coming up here in just a second. And the good news is last week, if you're a Viera fan, the good news is last week at this time, it was 42-0. So now it's 7-0. You're in the game. You have held that offense. That's a positive. You've moved the football, take away the turnovers, and you could be at 0-0. This is a critical drive for both Cromartie and this Viera offense, looking at 2nd and 4. Coach, what do you know about Bishop Moore right now?
They're extremely talented. They were young last year as well. I think they ended up losing the Satellite in the playoffs
last year.
They did, yeah. But they're young. They got an athletic quarterback, and they're always going to be disciplined. It's kind of that clientele type of kid they have there. They're going to be tough, big, strong, and disciplined. So we got our work cut out for us. But, again, we got to get healthy. We got that extra day with Liberty wanting to play on Thursday. It's a little frustrating because this was supposed to be the Cocoa week,
right?
But obviously that's not happening. So we still playing a good playoff team. So we're excited for the atmosphere coming in next Friday.
That game at O'Galley next week. We'll get you situated with that as well coming up this week here on Brevard Sports Network. I was like, what is that thing in the middle of the screen? It is a drone. Cromartie avoids the rush, and he's wisely.
That was smart.
Smart. That's a smart play. Get down, get down. Logan, you have anything for Coach?
No, good luck next week, Coach, and we're looking forward to covering you.
I appreciate it, guys.
No doubt. We got you guys a lot. Coach Chris Sands, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yep. All right, Jackson, come on in here. Actually, let Mike sit there. You're gonna, let Mike sit down. Did you take the mic? You sure? Okay. All right. So, let's welcome Jackson Robin in the booth, and Jackson with 10:53 to go here. You didn't get an opportunity to jump on during the first quarter. My super sophomore here. What have you seen thus far in this one?
I've seen a lot of great defense by these two teams. Obviously, Satellite picking up 2 quick turnovers, but I also see 2 sophomore quarterbacks that I think just need to relax a little. I've seen some throws I chased that I've liked. I've seen some turnovers that I think that he misjudged. And for Dylan Vigliotti, that throw, it was called in bounds, but it was out of bounds in my opinion. But some of the throws, I just think they both need to dial in a little. If that comes down to it, I think we could honestly have an offensive shootout because the run game is going well, but the defenses are starting to diagnose it. If you start getting a pass game incorporated in that, I think both these teams could be more successful. Viera's starting to put a drive together here, but it looks like it's getting stalled around the 50.
Logan, I'm looking at this right now. Same situation as before, a little further to go. It's 4th and 2 for the Hawks. I don't know if I'd go for this. I may try to flip the field here. Maybe they just try to draw them off sides. Let's see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's what they look like. Now they're checking. They're going to go for this, I think. I would not run into the teeth of that because, now they bring them outside. I might. They're going to run some sort of twist on the outside, and they're going to blitz the middle backer here. I mean,
Cromartie turns, fires wide open. Great play. Good play call, Logan.
Yeah, that was smart. They saw the pressure coming out of the edge. They knew, running it might not be great. Quick little stop route on the outside just past the sticks. It was a good play call there.
Quincy Gillens last year, I did a game against East River in which he absolutely went off. Gillens with 8 catches for close to 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in that one. 1st and 10 to give is to Judah Knight, and Judah will be stacked up on the line of scrimmage. Jackson, you go to Satellite High School. What was the vibe this week? You lose Mark Hinkle. Vanilla Vic, as he's called. What was the vibe through school this week after beating Heritage last week?
There's a lot of people that are going to miss Mark, obviously. I mean, He brought a lot of energy to this team, but Dylan's going to carry that energy, and I think the school still replicated that. I mean, it was still Friday Night Lights tonight. You can see the show out. The Satellite fans are still coming in, and the atmosphere is great, but I think, at Satellite this week, they're still optimistic about this team. I mean, they started out 1-0 under a new head coach, and I still think everyone's feeling good about this year, and there's faith in Vigliotti. It's not all for naught. Obviously, everyone gonna miss Mark Hinkle, but the vibe is still good around Satellite, and I think they're still gonna keep the energy up this season.
Ryan Bubar on the carry. Let me tell you something about Ryan Bubar. 6-quarter rule went into effect, I think 2 years ago, meaning that you could play 2 quarters of JV or 4 quarters of varsity or vice versa, right? Bubar, last night against Satellite, throws across the middle, wide open, Gillens. Gillens breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, down to the 20-yard line, and the Viera Hawks are in business. Back to Bubar real quick here. He had a heck of a game, so I think he can only have 2 quarters of football here. But I tell you what, I like Bubar. I love saying his name on the broadcast. And more importantly than that, Bubar gives Judah Knight and others an opportunity at a break. Cromartie. That's Bubar. And welcome to varsity football, Bubar. That's a varsity hit right there.
Yeah, that was Nick Ramsey. Laid a lick on him.
Yeah, that Satellite defense, they're a bruising defense. They got a lot of size there on that line, but even the size that they may in some ways lack, they just have hard-hitting linebackers and just some guys that'll knock you in the mouth. As you said, the Army commit in Ben Morrow, and he's only going into his senior season, obviously, but he already got that Army offer in that commit. So Satellite's defense is one that'll hit you hard.
Oh, another interception across the middle. That's Ben Morrow. You were just talking about him, Jackson, going to Army, and he picks it off. 3 picks so far.
Yeah, and you know, the Satellite baited him on that one. That long pass to Gillens, they caught him in a blitz. You know, he beat his man on the one-on-one coverage, and they had something in the middle of the field, so they tried to go back to that. Morrow looked like he was going to blitz and bailed out at the last second. And that's number 3 now.
Yeah, you start to get to a point, and as a former quarterback, let me speak on this for just a second. Your confidence does begin to get rattled. I don't care what a coach tells you in your ear. You can have short memories, but now you've gone 3-4 drives and 3 times. I've done this. I've done exactly what just has occurred. It is tough to pull out of it. But Chase is a lot mentally tougher than guys like me ever were at his age. But so we'll see. Vigliotti with a nice pitch and catch, and right there, he's still on his feet.
I do think the Viera defense has settled down a little bit. On the last drive when we had Coach up here, they kind of sunk down and got ready for it and got a Satellite off the field, forced the punt. Let's see if they can carry that back over. But their offense is going to have to get something going.
Let me ask you this, and I'm only asking you this just because. Do you go to somebody else for a series or two, just for a series, if you got them?
I think you might need to. I mean, that's 3 drives with 3 picks to start the game. You don't necessarily got to leave them in, but we got a fumble here.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily leave them in, but see what you got. I mean, if it goes well, then you keep riding the hot hand. But if it's the same thing, then go back and forth. But you got to sit them down for a minute and say, listen, you got to settle down.
Right.
We can't have this.
I think if Satellite scores here, has a play in it too, because if the score stays 7-0, maybe you have a little bit more faith for another drive. But if Satellite goes up 2 possessions, then you start getting a little bit more urgency to get that point in the right direction.
Here's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. And here's what I say, too, and I'll tell you after this. 3rd down and 9, that's offsides. I don't know if they threw the flag. Thrown, caught. What a pitch and catch there. How about that throw? And complete to number 13, Cooper Jenkins. Yeah. Here's what I do. I leave him in.
Yeah.
And here's why I leave him in. I leave him in because it's the water break. You are dialed in if you are, now you'll tell the media something else. But if you are truly dialed into rebuilding this program, this is a situation where a young quarterback needs to work through lumps like this. Now, obviously, if your football team's got a chance to win and he continues to throw picks, you got to sit him down because you want your guys to taste victory, okay? And if it's your quarterback that continues to hurt you, then you got to sit him on the bench. But right now, as you said, Jackson, it's 7-0. I let him go. I see what happens. I see how he works through this. And you know what? Next year, 3 games into the year, 4 games into the year, when he's in a close game, maybe for a district, playing for a district champ, this moment right here is what he draws from to have gotten better. I don't know. That's just my thought. 1st and 10.
And I know Coach Staples is working on it. I got a chance to talk to him before the game, and one of the things he said about putting his offense in the right place was limiting the turnovers, and now we're seeing them today. But he knows it's something they're working on, and as I said, I talked to him. He acknowledged that, and he said, we just got to limit the turnovers, limit these mistakes, and we'll be all right. And right now, the mistakes are still happening, but he understands it, and they're addressing that. And I think the fact that they, can acknowledge that and move forward with that, it'll come with time.
2nd down and 3 here for Vigliotti. Akai Jones in the backfield. Donnie Reber Jr. giving us updates on the post there. So if you're looking for a score, scroll through the comments. Reber Jr.'s got him. Akai Jones, all kind of room. Akai Jones in the clear. Akai Jones all the way down to the 14. Logan, what happened on that one?
Well, I just want to point out, Jones is kind of sawed off, but he's got some pretty good speed. Reminds me of a player I played with, Jarvis Mustapher, but it was just a simple give, inside give. That offensive line has been making holes all night. They ran off of the left side B gap, and linebackers got caught up in something, and he hit a crease and took off with it. It was a good play.
Inside the Scott Sporting Goods red zone here. Alan Zlotorzynski, Jackson ROBB, Logan Pettit, Mike Moffitt with you here. 4:36 to play. Fast-moving first half, guys, and I couldn't be more thrilled because I can't wait to get down to Slow and Low Barbecue tonight for the post-game show. 1st and 10. Vigliotti turns, gives to – actually, Vigliotti keeps himself. Nice play by Vigliotti. I like that option there, Logan.
That's to keep the defense honest. That's to keep them honest because they're going to sell out on that inside zone now. Now you pull it. Now they know, oh, well, he's going to pull it now. You can't just come crashing down in the middle. Parker
Rex, he tells us 14-0 Titusville over Yulee. Yulee coached by former Rockledge, I can't remember his name, former Rockledge player and coach. Vigliotti throws. Did he catch that? No.
Almost.
Good attempt. I tell you what. Parker Dawson went up on that one.
Yeah, on a fade route, and again, he's young, but on a fade route, you want to put that more closer to the back corner
shoulder,
of the end zone.
And the back shoulder.
If you're
going to throw it.
It was a heck of the play by the receiver, though, to fight back for it. He almost had it.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I like the bravado of the young man taking that shot.
Yeah, I do too. It's 3rd down and 7 now. We'll see if Satellite elects to go for 3 or a first down. You can't walk through the line of scrimmage. That's 5 yards, and now it turns into a 2. You got 2 downs to make 10 yards or 3 or 2 yards here.
Yeah, that's the last mistake you want to make there.
And that puts Satellite inside the 10-yard line now, near the 5. And yeah, that's something you see on those 3rd and 4th down, those offsides. That's the thing as a coach, you tell them, just watch the ball. Don't even listen.
Move.
Even that, but don't even listen to what they're saying, whatever call. If it's 3rd or 4th down especially, just keep your eye fixed on that ball.
Kaya Jones, the Ubrizati product as well. Thank you very much for that, Joey Manerick. I can always count on Joey Manerick for a great stat.
I got to tell you, I think you go back inside run to Jones here. That the offensive line has taken what they want. He's taken what he wants, and
I could see a nice read option here.
He's under center.
Yep, and he's just going to put. And I don't know that he got it. Well, yeah, second effort gets it. Yeah, he may even get into the end zone, but he's going to be down at about the 2-yard line. Great second effort there by Vigliotti. Look, you know what's coming when the quarterback who's been in the shotgun or the pistol or whatever all game gets under center.
Right. You got 2 backs lined up behind him. What do you think they're doing there, too? The old push.
Saw that called a penalty in the JV game last night.
I think they're going to go. Wildcat again with Hankel.
Yep.
Quarterback power, quarterback zone, something like that. I would anticipate like they ran last time. This looks to be their red zone package.
My heart just breaks because up the middle. Nice job by that Viera defense. My heart just breaks for Mark Hinkle because I just wanted one time to say this year the H&H connection of Hankel to Hankel.
The law firm of Hankel and
Hankel.
The
law firm of Hankel and Hankel. He had surgery yesterday, for those of you wondering. Mark Hinkle, surgery was a success. Young man in good spirits. We got a whistle and a timeout with 1:59 to play here in the half. And listen, if you're a Brevard County High School football fan, check out the number of Cocoa Tigers that will be playing college football this weekend. I took a little heat for this today because somebody said, oh, you tell us the Cocoa. No. This is, well, actually, that's the Cocoa Starters. That's the wrong graphic there. My apologies. But anyway, go on the page and look at the, I'd like to thank Best Private Investigations as well. Go on the page and look at the number of Cocoa Tigers playing college football this weekend. It is truly incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great product out of Brevard County in general, but it's cool to see, especially those guys from Cocoa. And, it's just love seeing these guys go to the next level. I mean, you see them every Friday night here, and we love calling them, but then you get to see them at that next level, and then guys that make it all the way to the highest level of football in the NFL and stuff. So I love the Brevard County product. Good luck to all the guys. I know some are playing tonight, like O.J. Ross, and some of them I saw are playing tonight, so good luck to them in their for O.J. college debut.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think they're going to go under center again.
Yeah,
here.
I don't think there's any secret about what's coming here. Second and goal, Vigliotti, touchdown, Satellite. It cannot not be a touchdown. Oh, they say he's down.
He's back here.
How wrong could I be? Now, let me ask you this, and I have all the respect in the world for the officials. There are 22 bodies in that pile. How does he know where that football is?
I got to say, I saw him back
Did
here.
You?
He dove on the pile and rolled back. I don't know if he ever crossed. He was rolling
Look
back
at Jackson taking up for the officials. All right.
And we got a Hawk down on the play.
All right. I'll change the quarter here in a second. I got lazy with that, and usually Caleb works my scoreboards and all that good stuff. Well, he's producing Billy and Coach Blue's broadcast. You know me, I just don't shut up. So usually I'm not the producer, but tonight I'm producing and broadcasting. So I'll change the quarter. Relax. It's not the first quarter. It's 1:37 to go in the half, 7-0. Coach Logan, your takeaways to this point from obviously the key is the turnovers, and I don't want to kick a dead horse, but that is the difference.
I am going to harp on it. Both teams are moving the football. One of them is capitalizing, and there's a big reason they're not turning the ball over. Other than the first drive, because you didn't really get a chance to see it get going because of the interception, but the other two drives, Viera was moving the football. They were running well. They had a couple of good passes. They had the nice little play to Gillens down here. It's just the turnover stalled him out, and you can't have it. It would be a much closer football game right now, sans turnovers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because two of those drives, they were moving, I believe, inside the red zone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if those drives pan out, the Hawks could have a lead here realistically because their defense is doing their job. The offense is for like 90% of these drives, but then you got to put it together at the end.
I don't think the second – did he get in this time?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, reached the ball over.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was close. So with 1:26 to play in the half, Dylan Vigliotti scores that's his fourth touchdown he's been involved in this year. His second rushing. He had 2 passing last week.
And Coach Helton's got something with the future in him. He's looked pretty good so far.
19-6, Melbourne right now over Merritt Island. Like to welcome in Roy Holbeck watching. Roy, Jackson right here taking up for the officials. Next time there's the MCOA Hall of Fame, Jackson, I have to bring Jackson with me on that one. He said the official made the right call there.
I just like to say I love seeing the sophomore step up. I'm a sophomore, obviously. I know Dylan Vigliotti. I've known a lot of these guys, and I love seeing the sophomores and even on some teams freshmen stepping up because, it doesn't – I'm not even feeling like I'm a sophomore yet. So for these guys only there, you still feel pretty fresh to the experience. And, being able to step into that role and succeed how he is so far, I just – give credit to the sophomore Dylan Vigliotti and Chase Cromartie. He is a sophomore too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is. Yep.
It's good on both of them for being able to step into a starting role in only their second year with their program.
This county has seen a great influx of sophomore quarterback talent over the years. And I don't think you need to look any further than one that had so much promise. And, again, I don't know the backstory behind any of it, but some of the best play I've ever seen from a sophomore quarterback took place on this field from one of only 2 quarterbacks in the state of Florida to ever pass for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000. One was Team Tebow, the other, Bryce Norton.
Yeah, he was electric. I mean, I remember game planning for the kid, and there wasn't much you could do. He was gonna hurt you one way or another.
And there's the kickoff, fielded at the 15 by Viera. 1:25 to go, taken out beyond the 30. And that's the one thing Viera has done really well tonight, and that's return the football. So the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at the 32-33-yard line as Satellite leads this 14-0 with $1:21 to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, absolutely nothing as a flag is thrown.
I want to go back to that touchdown. I know Satellite scored, but I do want to tip my cap to Viera's defensive line. They were getting pushed around that whole drive, and then in the last 2 or 3 plays, Oh, we got something going on over there.
What is? We've got a flamethrower over here.
Okay.
I think what I've gathered from being here before the game, I'm guessing it's a Hawaiian theme here at Viera. A lot of the student section has leis on.
Yep, it's a Hawaiian theme night tonight, and getting set. This we do have halftime entertainment coming up, so stay tuned here on Brevard Sports Network, because you're going to see something you just don't see every day unless you take that trip to Hawaii, and that's a young man twirling a flamed baton.
Yeah, I just looked down the sideline. I saw flames.
I saw a fire. I was like, what's going on now? 1:21 to go in the half. 14-0 Satellite on top, and really they've scored on they've capitalized on 2 Chase Cromartie interceptions. He's thrown 3 in the game. We'll see here, and let's see, yes, Chase is coming back, and again, I think the young man, I like the fact that they continue to stick with him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have faith in your guy and, just keep backing him. It's early in the season, right? And as I said, he's a sophomore. He's coming off JV, so he wasn't the guy that played. I remember him from that JV championship team. So a guy that you got to put your trust in and, show that you'll fight with him for the rest of the year, but definitely tell him, you got to clean up these mistakes and finish these drives off, because unfortunately to note that Viera still they haven't scored yet this season on offense. And I think they need to clean up those mistakes, and I think they can do it on some of these drives.
I want to say hello to one of the nicest ladies I've ever met here in Brevard County, Angie Atchison-Taylor. Angie, I apologize, I forgot the name of your business, but I'm telling you right now, Angie does an absolute terrific job. Down the sidelines goes Gillens, and anybody that knows Angie Taylor, you're a better person for knowing her, and that's the truth. She's outstanding at at what she does. 14-0, Viera on top. Oh, I'm sorry, Satellite on top. And I want to say hello to Carol Parrish, who is watching from Salisbury, Maryland tonight. I'm familiar with Salisbury, home of the Seagulls, the Salisbury State Seagulls. I had a niece that played softball at Salisbury State, and a swing pass to Judah Knight. Knight gets out of bounds.
I like what Viera's doing here. They're quick passes to get their athletes the ball quickly. Satellite kind of has adjusted to the run game on the last drive, and they kind of keyed in on that. So what can we do? Well, we want to pass, and let's do it quickly, and let's get it to our best players. And that's 2 positive plays so far, moving the football.
No doubt about it. 2nd and 6 now for Viera. And if they get a score here before the half, Jackson, we've got us a different ball game.
Oh, for sure. And it's definitely capable. As I've said, they've been in the red zone twice, so the Viera offense can definitely score here. They've shown that. Good pass there by Cromartie, broken up in coverage. But, yeah, I definitely think if they score here, which they can, they can keep it close. They can keep this game close, and if they do score here, we'll definitely have something to look forward to in the second half.
I'm going to disagree with you on the pass. I don't think it was a good pass. I think Parker Dawson was on top of the wide receiver. I think you got to hit him a little closer coming out of the break there, and maybe that's the thing. And listen, Chase has been banged up the last 2 weeks, and a lot of times psychologically it's like an ACL. Yes, tailor-made therapies, outstanding company. That's the thing. It's a psychological thing, too, because when you've gotten hit as much, as you heard Chris Sands said, they knocked Chase Cromartie all over the football field. So did Creekside.
Yeah.
That then becomes a psychological thing. He's a tough kid, but you start to think about it a little bit. Cromartie, you see what I mean? Nice slide, first down, good play by Chase.
That wasn't the play design. That was just a heady play. He saw an opening in the middle of that rollout blocking protection. He just shot through the middle. That was smart, heady play by the young man.
My nickname for Chase has always been, since his youth football days, the Iceman, just because I love the way he doesn't seem fazed by anything under pressure. Cromartie throws, nice pitch and catch there. Good turn, trying to get out of bounds to stop the clock. They will not. The referee rolls it. Hawks are going to have to take a timeout if they've got one. 36 seconds to go, 35.2.
Yeah, Satellite's running a single high coverage, meaning they got one deep safety. And that means they're going to be in one of 2 things, either cover 3 or cover 1. Either one of those quick little stop routes or hitch routes, whatever you want to call them, that beats both of those coverages, and I think Viera's offensive staff has found something in that.
No, Satellite has not scored again. I changed the quarter, but didn't change the score. It's 14-0. And again, this is when you know Caleb's not in the booth, when things like this go unattended. It'll say 14-0, second quarter, 2 hours from now. All right, Viera comes back out onto the field. We are only 59 minutes into this game in real time, so this is a fast-moving. I know I just put the kibosh on it, the jinx. We'll be here for 2.5 hours.
We're going to start slinging it
in
now.
The second half, right? I start throwing it, the ball hit the ground. I mean, no complete passes, and take 3 hours to play the second half. But you got to call it as you see it. 2nd and 5 now. Let's see what the play call is coming out of the timeout. 35.2 seconds to play in the first half. Viera trails, desperately needing a point. Cromartie throws, caught, out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Pass complete to Zach Pillow. And I'll tell you what, just for no other reason, you got to score a touchdown here because your offense has not so far through 9 3/4 of football.
Yeah, I thought that was a great route by Pillow. I like the comeback route. If it's executed right like it was there, you get pressed by your man all the way up until you cut back, and then you run back to your quarterback, and I think that was executed nicely there for the first down. Jackson's
going to work the camera for you at halftime so that you can see, guy wide open across the middle, cutting into the end zone, waving his hands there, Logan, was Javon Cooper, was wide open for a touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that. He's rolling to his right, though, too, and kind of hard to see him. And honestly, all 3 of the interceptions have came thrown in the middle of the field. He might be a little gun-shy on that as well.
Yeah, might not. And look, listen, last night we saw Pulliam, the JV kicker, they've got outstanding kicking here at Viera. So at the least, you can set up for 3 here with 23.9 seconds to go. And who knows what kind of a lift that'll give you to at least put points on the board. Cromartie turns, fires, throws. Caught. Zach Pillow still on, and Pillow is inside the 10, and the Hawks are in business. Clock will stop the move the change on, and Viera will take a timeout anyway. So now, Logan, you've got 1st and goal to go. You're out of timeouts. Now you got to take shots into the end zone.
Yeah, you got to put it in the end zone if you're going to keep passing. I can't imagine that Satellite in the red zone is going to be running cover 3 or cover 1, so you might get a different coverage, and you got to kind of anticipate that if you're the offensive play caller for Viera. Run the ball. Have they ran the ball on this drive? I'm not sure that they have, in which case now might be a pretty good time to do it. I mean,
a little draw play maybe?
Draw play, read. Maybe they like that train where you got the guard and the tackle pulling. That might be a good play for them. It just kind of catch them off guard a little bit, or at least keep them honest, because they've ran the ball decently this game.
All right, let's set the table for you. It's 1st and goal to go, and that's the first time you can say that this year. So that's a positive for Viera. 1st and goal to go. Cromartie leads him back out on the field. And, again, I love the bravado of this young guy to come back out here after throwing 3 interceptions and to lead them no less in a 2-minute drill, Logan.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to show cover 2 here.
For those at home, what is cover 2?
You got 2 deep safeties, although they're walking them down, so maybe not. They could be in a cover 0 situation, man across the board and sending pressure.
Let's
that
see
safety
here.
Creep down.
I might come after him here.
Oh, well, Helton's thinking the same thing. No, they bail him out.
He cuts back. Cromartie cuts in again, and 10 seconds, 9, 8. That's a sophomore mistake because now you can't score any points. You got to throw the ball there. You just got to get rid of it.
You got to put one in the end zone. You're out of timeouts. You can't. Unless you have a clear path to the end zone, you got to take that.
Yep.
We got a flag.
Yeah,
afterwards.
the coach Shane Staples is going to talk to the ref about something.
I think it's on
there.
Judah Knight. He was talking with the ref, and ref didn't seem to like it too much.
Viera didn't have any more timeouts left.
No. But
And this is the one thing that I talked to Shane about that he was so extremely proud of, was the fact that the one thing this program has lacked over the last couple of years, and Logan, you and I did a lot of Viera football last year. They were averaging close to 9 to 11 penalties a game. Mm-hmm. This is the one thing you've got to nip in the bud now.
And it's been pretty clean so far.
Yeah.
I mean, tick for tat penalties, but that one, boneheaded personal foul with the referee. You can talk as much as you want to the guy across from you. The last guy you want to talk to out there is a referee, especially the one wearing a white hat.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, coming up here, it's 14-0 at the half. I believe you're going to see the sights and the sounds of the band here. I'm going to unplug so that you can hear all of this. And because we think it's only fair that you're able to hear the bands as well. They work just as hard as do the football team. So I'll focus the camera on the 50, unplug, and Jackson will make sure you get to see the flamethrower. Back with the start of the second half coming up.
Fire dance.
Regular music. Come here.
Kaplan is a sophomore here at Viera High School and is on the rest of
flamethrower, just pop it down on him, okay?
Which is a traditional fire dance from the island of Samoa dating back to the 1940s. Kempa is performing the Samoan fire for over half his life with the dance group of ROBB Hawaiian dancers. He has competed in 3 fire competitions and competitors coming all the way from Samoa, Hawaii, and New Zealand. His next competition will be this November in Orlando. Please give a round of applause to Kepa. Thank you, Kepa, for an amazing performance. once again, thank you. Let's give a round of applause to Kevin. Next, for your halftime entertainment, we have the Hawkettes Dance Team. Viera Marching Hawks, please take the field. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's performance of the 2022 Viera High School Marching Hawks. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Josh Huser, Mael Mason, and head drum major Taylor Kreider. Color guard captain is Haley Armstrong. The percussion captains are Melanie Landy and Ethan Mercer. The brass captains are Vincent Carrillo and Carson Schulmeyer. The wood captains are Juliet McDaniel and John Lewis Pinella. The band captain is Alyssa Blood. Tonight's musical performance will include songs made famous by the Rolling Stones and Styx. Come Sail Away, Gimme Shelter, Paint It Black, and Mr. Roboto. We call this year's show Sticks and Stones. Drum majors, is your band ready? Marching Hawks, you may now begin your performance.
No. I'll have to.
He walked on.
Yeah, in the summer.
Went up the track.
You still run track?
Still is.
That is, to walk on and dress. Well, he needs to return kicks for that.
I do 24/7. Super fast.
What's that?
Office 24/7 over here. East Coast 14 CC7. 28 running Christian Method.
Really?
Side James and Tigers 15 to 7. 42nd in the second quarter. Yeah, for the beast. I never heard of training. Yeah. I've been around a long time.
Where are they?
This little school's all something like a gallery Christian. It plays 8 games and tackle, set up a record.
Where you working? Jeff TV Honda. Good job down there. Jeff TV Honda. Yeah, he did a good job down there.
I'm not a big fan.
Right here. I got it. I got it.
The Marching Hawks would like to thank the support of their numerous sponsors. Please frequent our concession stand as the proceeds from those sales support the bands and orchestras of Viera High School. Please check us out at www.vieramusic.com.
All right, welcome back here. Halftime, back with Mike Moffitt from Scott's Sporting Goods. And Mike and Logan, we were just talking before, while the band was playing. I don't know how you can convince a young quarterback to hold the ball for a split second longer. But the one thing that I've noticed is coming out of their breaks. I get it, because you work on that timing all week long. But the adjustment needs to be made here, and it's tough to ask a quarterback to do this. He just needs to hold on to the ball. These guys are breaking wide open, Logan.
Yeah, they are, and a couple times he put it behind him.
Yeah.
Got a little antsy and threw it where he was and not where he's going to be. He's just got to settle down. I mean, they had a drive there at the end. It was unfortunate the way it ended. They didn't get into the end zone, but they're moving the football. They're just getting in their own way as well.
Yep, no doubt. We are getting set to approach the no, satellite didn't score. I'm just fixing the scoreboard here, taking the cheap route out, if you will, instead of putting up the proper graphic here. You know me. I'm gonna cheat here.
Not Alan.
No, not me. Coming up next week, we're excited. We're going to be making the trip down. I am, anyway. Going to be making the trip down to South Florida for St. Thomas and Cocoa next week. And you know what? I like the way the Tigers played last week. They're on a bye. I don't know what happened to them in the second half. Jones, I think, finally woke up once they got off the bus. Look, Jones is the 15th ranked team in the state of Florida, not for anything. And next week, I wouldn't be surprised if Cocoa was 0-2. But please don't. Let's not start talking on social media about the demise of Cocoa Tiger football if they get beat by St. Thomas.
You can't call it the demise when they're going around and playing the best teams in the state of Florida out of their classification.
Right.
Too. This doesn't even count towards their playoff seeding at all. They can go 0-2 and still run roughshod over this county and waltz their way right back into a state championship game.
They could go conceivably under the new system, Mike, the Metro and the suburb. Cocoa could go 0-6 and beat the 3 teams in their district, win a district championship, and would be seeded number 1 in 2S. I mean, there's no doubt.
There's no doubt. I believe, like I say, anyone who plays St. Thomas Aquinas has got their work cut out for them. I think they've won more state championships than any high school team in the state of Florida.
They have.
You're playing it at their home field. You better bring the horses.
Yeah, they actually, I think, recently tied bowls. And old Corky Rogers. I know Corky passed away 2 years ago. I'll tell you a quick story. I had the opportunity before the 2016 state championship game to not only interview Corky Rogers, but I also interviewed Bowles' quarterback that year. And I sat with him for about 2 or 3 minutes before the game, talked to him, interviewed him. You know who that quarterback was? Yeah. Mac Jones.
Really? Look at that.
Wow.
Yep. Mac Jones. And the Tigers' defense treated Mac Jones pretty poorly that night. They beat him up pretty good.
I like them going down to play St. Thomas Aquinas. I mean, I think they're going to take their lumps, but, it makes you better later on in the season. You go play a tough football team, one of the best football teams, and, it makes it a little bit easier down the road.
Yep. We get set to start the third quarter. Alan Zlotorzynski, Logan Pettit, Jackson ROBB, Mike Moffitt with you here. Coming up after the game tonight, would you please, if you're having a late dinner or want a late adult beverage, maybe, or a late, Pepsi or something, Diet Coke, why don't you come on down to Slow and Low Barbecue, where the post-game show will be taking place tonight, and we're excited with our new partnership with Slow and Low, and Nicole and her staff do a terrific job, and I know that Brian Helton will be stopping in. If the score continues, I'll be sitting there with that trophy again tonight. Now, the good news is that if you're a Satellite fan, you're getting the ball. The bad news is, if you're Viera, you're kicking off and trail 14-0 as the third quarter is about to get underway here at Hawks Stadium, and we are ready to go.
Oh, long kick, too.
Great kick. Viera's got kickers for days. I don't know in the end
the
zone.
15-yarder to end the half really didn't play into much because he just put that into the end zone.
Yeah, no doubt. So in case you're just joining us, the score and quarter are accurate. We want to thank our sponsor tonight, Sun Shop. There is the information. And, of course, Scott's Sporting Goods sponsoring the second Adidas Bowl. As we are tomorrow coming up is our youth football game. We kind of made it a Viera clean sweep here. I know that'll shock a lot of people. But we made it a Viera clean sweep. We'll be at Suntree Viera tomorrow all day broadcasting their games against Port Orange. But we've done Rockledge. We're going to be doing Space Coast in a couple of weeks. And so we're going to get around the county this year for youth football. 1st and 10 Vigliotti with Akai Jones in the backfield. I like the call right out of the gate. Nice pitch, nice catch. First down, ball at the 50. What a catch.
I love the trust that Coach Helton has in his young quarterback there, saying, you know what, hey, we might have a flag here, though.
Tristan White on the catch, and that's coming back. Look, I can swallow the flags that come on the interior of the line. What I can't swallow are the 9 holding calls by wide receivers I saw 2 weeks ago. That I can't swallow.
Yeah, that's tough. And you like your receivers getting out there to block, and it's tough ask to block in open space. But if you're going to do it, there's holding on every play. If you're going to do it, make sure you don't get caught. Get your hands inside.
And if you are going to do it, then get caught, then tackling.
Yeah, right. At least make it worth something, Don't just throw your hands up. I wasn't holding him. Just take him down.
Right. Is that what it was? Illegal man downfield. Okay. That's a no-no. Cannot have that happen. All right, so it's going to be 1st and 15 now. That was great. That was a great pass by Vigliotti. Vigliotti drops. He's going to go the other side this time. I'm not sure where he's throwing that, but that's a good. I tell you what, that was close to being a catch, but in there to break it up was Cooper Keith.
It looks like he's getting a little confidence from that first half. They didn't throw it a ton, but he made good decisions. Now he's letting that thing loose, and I like what Coach Elton's doing. He said, "Hey, young man, you had a good half. Go show him what you got."
How about that flame? That guy flipping that flame thing at the half. That was pretty neat.
That was cool. That was real cool.
I enjoyed that immensely from the sidelines.
We're going to get an offsides on the defensive end there.
That's the second one tonight. That's going to be Isaac. I believe that's Isaac Hungerbuehler. And Isaac, let me just tell you, Isaac is a guy that you want to go to war with. Tragically, Isaac's father passed away. I think the county knows the story on how Isaac's father passed. And Isaac has done, look, Isaac was a wild child. He's just one of those guys that you want playing defense for you. Mm-hmm. Love Isaac, great kid, wild man, He is a perfect defensive player.
Yeah, I think he just got a little excited to come off the edge there, and that happens.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about there. That time, though, the linebacker came in to make the tackle. That's Logan Keith on the stop. And it's 3rd and 10. So what a turn of events here, guys. On first down, a 30-yard pass to midfield, the illegal man downfield, and now the Scorps are looking at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it could be a tale of two halves here. I mean, 14-0 is still a manageable football game if you're Viera, so you want to get off the field now.
Bigliotti turns, throws.
Good rush.
That's intercepted. Great job. The first turnover of the game for the Hawks. It's picked off by Cooper Keith.
Yeah, and they had good interior rush by the defensive tackle there. That forced that throw, and he threw into double coverage as well. Heck of a play by the defensive back, Cooper Keith. And now that's just what you needed if you're Viera. Now they got to make something happen.
Jackson, what would you like to see right here from Viera? Right here on first down.
A score. Oh, first down.
Yes.
I love that. But, first down, just get a good play, whether it's a quick run up the middle or a slant. Get some chunk yardage. Get the drive started right. Don't get an incomplete pass or a loss of yards here. Start moving as fast as you can.
Yeah. Chase Cromartie turns, gives. And that was there to start the game. And you know what? That's 5 more. And guess what? It's there again, Logan.
Yeah, and I'm usually a pretty big proponent of taking a shot coming off of turnovers, especially given where you are on the field. But not when you have a young quarterback that's thrown 3 yards. I think that was 3 picks, and I thought that was the safe choice there, running that right up there. And, they picked up decent yardage. Now it's 2nd and manageable.
Yeah, I think that was a good play call. I think that chunk yardage I was talking about, they got right there with that run.
2nd and 6 now for Cromartie. Cromartie turns, fires. That's Quincy Gillens. Gillens catches down the sidelines. Nice job. First down. Viera, I want to give a quick shout-out to Hailey Deatherage. Hailey is the Hailey Deatherage Photography, and we use a lot of graphics to do our. And Hailey's down there right now shooting pictures, and she does an absolute terrific job, man. Follow her on Instagram. Her pictures are the absolute best. That's Hailey Deatherage. Cromartie turns, throws, Gillens again on a little wide receiver screen. Go ahead, Logan.
I like what they're doing here. This is the same success they had late in the first half. They're just getting it out there quick. Satellite's bringing pressure. They've rushed 2 or 3 backers on every play so far. They're getting it out quick to their playmakers, and they're making it happen.
Right now, the Scorp fans that have traveled have the cell phones open and rocking them back and forth with the lights on. I didn't see Ted Nugent anywhere. Oh, are they? Okay. This is a run up the middle, and inside the Sun Shop red zone go the Viera Hawks and Judah Knight.
I got to say, I feel like the Viera Hawks offense is a volcano waiting to erupt. And what I mean by that, despite all the turnovers, they've had 3 red zone appearances And all 3 times they have not been able to convert. If they can start finishing these drives off, they could easily have a lead right now. And I like what their defense is doing right now. And as I said, volcano waiting to erupt. If Viera gets one thing going, it could start piling up, snowballing, if the Hawks can start putting it together.
That's a great point. And right now, they can still pick up a first down to their benefit. Gain of 2 by night.
That's kind of crucial, being able to pick up a first down here.
Yeah. I hate 1st and goal from the 10. I used to look at that as a quarterback and go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. So it's 2nd down and 8. Knight to the right of Cromartie. 3 wide receivers. Quincy Gillens split wide right by himself. Zach Pillow in the slot area is Mikey Schmidt. Throws that, and he flagged.
Oh, my God.
Is that a flag?
He dropped it. Oh, I thought he had it.
I think they want a flag for pass interference.
I think they do too.
Well, here's what that looks like: a textbook, what they call one-on-one to me. Receiver and DB were both holding each other's arms, waiting for it to go in the air. I don't think you make. I think a no call might be safer there, because it's just they were both fighting for the ball.
I agree. I didn't see pass interference.
I didn't see anything out of bounds.
It was a good throw too, in its own right. I mean, I know he didn't catch it, but he put it there.
So it's 3rd down and about 6. I'm telling you, if they don't get this, they got to kick a field goal. Get points. Blitz coming in. Cromartie in trouble. He runs. Cromartie
he just got
took a big-time hit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That was number 23 again. That's Nick Ramsey on the hit. Kick the field. Put some points on the board here.
Yeah, that's a win. That's
Yes.
a win. If you put points on the board, that's a win.
They will bring out the kick team here, which is definitely, I think, a good choice.
I don't
know.
Yeah, here comes the kicker.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, wide receiver style. I like what Helton did, though. He brought pressure off the edge. He showed it. He brought him deep. He was lined up like he was in coverage. They were running cover 1 behind it, and he just came off the edge unblocked. The offensive tackle had to make a decision. Either he's going to block inside or
Ryan Bubar, the late arrival, the left foot of number 36, Jordan Torres. He is an outstanding soccer player. Snap, hold, kick is up. The chip shot is wide left. No,
I think they got a finger on it. I think Satellite might have touched it.
I'm going to tell you exactly what Jordan did there. He opened up. I don't know if they touched it, but you could see he opened wide. He brought his leg through, and you could just see the push left on that. Jordan and his brother, both outstanding soccer players for the Viera Hawks program, but that one goes wide left, and Viera cannot, and has now gone 10 quarters and 2 minutes and 42 seconds without a touchdown this year or a point.
It's a tough break because, as I mentioned before, now this is 4 red zone drives for the Hawks where they haven't gotten 1 point out of it. I mean, you got to whatever has to be done.
And let's remember, it's all part of the process, right? I wrote this week that time is not of the essence for Viera and this football program. Time is merely a step in this process for them. And so what you'll take away from this if you don't get the win is those 4, 5, who knows, by the end of the night, maybe 6 red zone drives. So there are a lot of positives to pull from this.
Yeah, they've put good tape up there. There's stuff you can build on. Look what we did on this drive. We got it all the way down here. If we did this one thing right that we did wrong, that's a touchdown.
And defensively, what they've done tonight has been, they're in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Dropped there by the ball thrown a little bit behind. They're in the game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The Hawks got to remember that they are right in this game. I mean, 2 good drives, they tied the game, 2 touchdowns, and their defense is holding Satellite right now, which is something that they couldn't do early, but early Satellite was driving, and then since then it's been mostly the defense that's been able to stop them for the Hawks.
All right, this is going to be 3rd down and 9. Vigliotti with Akai Jones to his right, turns, gives as he bounces off 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Akai Jones is down the sidelines. He's pushed out of bounds. He's going to have 17, 18, 19, 22 Satellite Scorpion yards and a first down, Logan.
Yeah, and I think Viera was expecting a pass there. It's 3rd and long. I think they're defensive line got a little too far upfield, and the simple power play worked in Satellite's favor. He was able to bust one open.
Now we're going to find out who the more conditioned team is. We almost get halfway through quarter number 3. Both programs don't huddle up. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Vigliotti, Jones to his right. 3 wide receivers to the right. The give is to Jones again. Big hole up the middle, but quickly closed by number 55, Logan Keith. 2nd and about 7 coming up.
I got to say, Viera typically has a huge defensive line, massive, and they don't have the size that they normally have. And Satellite's offensive line is massive. But defensive line for Viera's been playing well in their own right. Originally they were getting pushed around a little bit, but they've settled in. Other than that last third down play, but again, I think they got caught napping.
We've got a lot of volleyball coming up this week. We've done a lot of volleyball. Do you know? You sound like ESPN, right? Did you know? Did you know that so far, since the original tip-off of volleyball back on the 22nd of August, we have shown 14 different volleyball programs and broadcast already. Now, we've had 2 out-of-county teams and broadcast, what have we done? 12, 13 matches already.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And I'm enjoying every minute of it. 2nd down and 6. Vigliotti wants the ball. He's got it. The give is to a different. Oh, he keeps it. Nice fake. Vigliotti outside. He's close to. It's going to be short. It's going to be 3rd and 2. He faked that ball very nicely there. Kept it himself. Pulled it out of the belly of Henderson and took off running with it, Logan.
The right thing to do, too. That defensive end's been crashing, expecting the inside give. He kept him honest there, and he showed, hey, I can run it, and I'll do it.
That's Hunger Bueller is an all-out aggressive player, and that's the thing you're going to catch all-out aggressive players doing is pinching.
Yeah. Sometimes they get a little undisciplined in what they're supposed to do. He needs to set the edge.
3rd down and about 1, maybe not even that far to go. 2 backs in the backfield. He leaned. That should be a flag. Is not. Jones has got to cut it up.
Yeah, he's got to
and if he doesn't get it, it's on him. He does finally get upfield, and he's going to pick up 8, and that's going to be a Satellite. You got to turn that back inside. He does.
Oh, he's looking for a bigger play. You need a yard and a half, a yard. Just get the yard. You fall forward if he cuts earlier. He's getting, he's falling forward for 2. You're getting 1st down. Just go play the next play.
That's one thing I always say is like coaches and whatever. You can run 20 yards side to side. That won't count for you.
Right.
You just got to run 1 yard forward, and that's what matters more than 20 yards side to side.
Barry Sanders should be the all-time leading rusher in the NFL had he turned all those east-west yards into north-south. Turns, fires, throws. That's a good-looking ball, but, they're going to want a flag. Yeah, that's pass interference. Parker Dawson, that's a veteran move by a veteran receiver, a senior receiver. Parker Dawson knew he wasn't going to catch the ball. He turned and forced the interference, Logan.
Forced the interference, kind of leaned into him.
Yeah, he did.
Like you would do if you're playing the post trying to get a foul. Leaned into him, and he did push off of him, but I think we might have got a little sell job out of the young man as well.
I think he did a good job selling it.
He did. He got the flag.
Yeah.
And that's a big penalty here because now Satellite's moving down the field. And I got to say, ever since that one long pass connected and got called back, Vigliotti's loving the deep ball, but I think he's got to be careful with it, avoiding the throws into coverage.
And you're right, Jackson, because Viera's DBs tonight are playing well, Logan.
Yeah, the defense as a whole is playing well. It's just a big play, a penalty like we're seeing right here.
15 yards, 1st and 10, ball at the 28-yard line. Satellite marching down the field off the missed field goal by Jordan Torres. Vigliotti turns, throws. He's open. Vigliotti overshoots him. Had him,
yeah. He just needed to put that a little further outside over his right shoulder, and that he might have scored.
Your eyes tend to get a little bit bigger the younger you are. When you're a senior, that's a hat. Your eyes are as big as $50. When you're a sophomore and your wide receivers that open, they're as big as grapefruits.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. They've ran 3 or 4 go routes on this drive, and
they see something.
Well, Viera's running cover 3. They've always ran cover 3, and that's not really the route you want to run against cover 3.
They're testing the speed to give. Nice flow to the run. Still on his feet. No, I'm sorry. He got tackled.
That was a block.
I'm like, what is he doing? 3rd down and 7 now. 4 down territory. Clock continues to run. And if if you're Coach Brian Helton, you're in no hurry here. You'll keep it. I mean, I get the occasional go route, but this is exactly, Logan, what you and I watched a lot last year with Merritt Island.
Yeah, they just kind of controlled the clock and weren't afraid to run the football or a quick pass here and there and then take their shots. There he goes again.
Drop. That's on the receiver that time. That's a beautifully thrown ball. The junior receiver, Tristan White, had it and dropped it.
Yeah, they are testing that cover 3 because at a certain point it turns to man if you've got outside go routes, and they've got him beat several times.
Thing is, now do you wonder when you run out of chances, because they've had guys open, but as you said, Logan, once they start seeing that and start realizing, because the last 5 or so passes have all been just deep balls, and eventually Viera could diagnose that, then you have an issue trying to throw it over the top.
Well, you've got the 14-point lead. You like the way your defense has been playing as well. I mean, you're keeping them off the scoreboard, albeit it has been some of Viera's, shooting themselves in the foot, but still, you have a cushion. So I mean, you can keep taking it until they show they can stop it.
3:31 to go, and it looks like Satellite's going to take a timeout here. Once again, we want to thank Sun Shop. They are the primary sponsor of tonight's game, but Brevard Sports Network doesn't operate without some other great advertisers like 7B7Elite.com. We also want to welcome Kel Clean to the table. The information is there on the bottom of the screen. Also, we got Special K Bartending. A lot of people say, bartending for high school? Well, let me tell you, this is Kira Joyner's company. Your son is an offensive lineman for the Cocoa Tigers. And what we ask is that you support local companies that support Brevard Sports Network. Because if they're supporting us, they are supporting youth and prep sports. And that's really all we care about.
Absolutely.
I need to eat, too, but you get the point.
Oh, well, I'm a big proponent of eating local. Go to local restaurants. They're better than chains.
Right. So it's going to be 4th down here, and Satellite, see what they do. They're going to try and draw them off. I don't know why that would matter. Bigliotti pump fakes throws, and that went nowhere in a hurry, and the timeout wasted, and Viera will take over on down. So no harm, no foul. The only issue, time off the clock.
Time off the clock, and, you're in okay field position. It's about where you'd be in a touchback. You just got to capitalize.
All right.
And I'd like to see them sticking to the same game plan they've had of these quick passes, these, quick little out routes, quick little stop routes and so forth. They've been working for them, and they kind of get away from them when they start getting into the red zone. All
right. Throws, caught.
There you go.
Now, that's worked well tonight for Viera. That's a gain of 9. Nice play by Cromartie.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, Satellite's been sitting in cover 1, which, again, is man coverage except for one deep safety. That's a good man-beating route. You can if you're a good enough receiver, you can push him to make it seem like you're going vertical, and if you can stop and run a good route, you're going to get separation as long as the quarterback gives it to you quickly.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. Big hole up the middle. Chance to break it. Judah Knight still on his feet all the way across midfield down to the Satellite 41-yard line.
And I think that was trap. Old school trap. I saw the guard pull and kick, created a nice crease. You got a combo block, an ace block to the play side backer, and Judah Knight did the rest. Heck of a play. You saw that, Mike. That was trap, wasn't it? Yes. One power.
They don't do that too often.
No, they don't.
Cromartie in trouble. He throws, caught, pillow, out of bounds.
That was head-to-head.
Yeah, that should be a flag,
It was. Yep.
So that'll be 15 more for.
I like that, too. I like the rollout. You got a good chip block by Knight, and I like him not. A couple times we've seen him on that. He's either put his foot in the ground and tried to run it or try to take the shot. You have the underneath pass. You're picking up 15 more, but even if you didn't, that's a nice 5-6 yard gain.
Yep. So that's 15. So here we go again, Jackson, right? Viera back near or in the red zone. They're going to get in the red zone here. Once again, inside the Sun Shop red zone. And I got to tell you, maybe now you go for a touchdown with 3:16 to go in the third.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Viera's got this threshold. That threshold's the goal line. And I almost feel like if they score a touchdown here, I feel like, in a way, somehow it'll come easier to them. I just feel like something about scoring that touchdown is holding them back. I feel like if they can do that, they'll feel more comfortable with this game not being a 14-point deficit. And I think this drive is as good as any to get them in the end zone here as they're back in the red zone with as good of a chance as they've had all game to do it.
All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 8 now.
I like that they're pulling linemen now, getting those linebackers moving laterally instead of, towards the line of scrimmage, kind of slowing them down a little bit.
Starting to glitch a little bit on the stream here. If we continue to have that issue, we'll switch it to a straight Facebook Live. Sun Shop. Once again, we want to thank Scott Sporting Goods. Cromartie throws. There's that stop-and-go route right there, and it works again. Nice timing pattern. Zach Pillow out of bounds, and the Hawks are just outside the 10.
Yeah, they're fine dinking and dunking it. Like I said, they were in cover 3 there, which works out even better. The with the wide side of the field, flat defender had a long way to go. Corners bailing. That's going to be open all night.
Right back to the line of scrimmage comes Viera as Chase Cromartie looking at 3rd and 2. Cromartie rolls right. He's going to keep it. He's going to try to pick up the first down. Lays down forward. He's going to have it. 1st and goal to go for the Viera Hawks. And now you just feel like they got to score here.
Hey, he didn't pick it up. It's going to be 4th and a.
Oh, no. He was short.
Yeah, 4th and a fingernail to. Oh, no, he got it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, come on, guys.
And.
Not 1st and goal yet.
Yeah, not yet. That's good, though. We talked about this last time. They're on about the 12-yard line.
Okay, my bad. Cromartie, I believe that's Judah Knight. It is not. Oh, my goodness gracious. Now, Logan, is the ball out?
No, he called him down.
They say he's down. All right, it's easier to say who didn't blitz on that play. What did we see there from that 3-3 stack?
Yeah, he sent the house, and they were playing cover 0 behind him. They said, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm filling every gap. And I think the blitz screwed up. I couldn't tell if it was the snap or if it was seeding the ball on the handoff. Something got messed up there, and the blitzes got home. All of them. All of the blitzes got home.
1:13 to go, 3rd quarter. 14-0 Satellite. Clinging, and I know it's a 2-score game, but it feels like they're clinging to it.
Pressure off the edge.
Cromartie, yeah, they're showing blitz here.
Check out of it.
Yep.
I think
that's who is that? Nick Ramsey there. We're going to get a whistle as Shane Staples elects to take a timeout. That's a good timeout by Shane.
Yeah, it's smart. He saw the pressure. Now, knowing Helton, he could have bailed out of that, but
yeah.
It's smart. He saw that. They didn't like what they had with knowing that guy might be blitzing. Let's call the timeout.
Yep.
Let's call it timeout. We put ourselves behind the chains on the last play. We've been getting in the red zone and doing the same thing. Let's take our time here. Let's figure something out. Let's get our composure back, and let's go score.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's what you feel that timeout is. That and to adjust for, to remind your quarterback, this is where you need to look, and don't force anything here or here. And you know what? If that route across the middle to Quincy Gillens has been open all night if Cromartie holds the ball for a half second longer. Let's see if they take a shot there, too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Remind them, hey, it's 2nd down. You don't need to pick this up here.
Right.
You don't need to score here.
The one thing I've seen is when they've given Cromartie the opportunity to run the option, he tends to run it. So he likes to run it, but sometimes I think on those options, sometimes it's just better to sit in the pocket and look around.
And there it is again, back to the go-to. Bread and Butter Pillow breaks a tackle and gets down close to the 5. It'll be 3rd down, a pickup of 12. They had 15 to go. It'll be 3rd and 3, under a minute to play in the 3rd.
I'd like to see if Helton adjusts to that, go to cover 2 or something like that. Or I'd like to see if Viera has a counter of that and runs the hitch and go with a slot fade or a slot seam route off of it.
Logan, let me ask you this. It's gone that way every time tonight. Why not back to this side?
I think what you're looking at is in the coverage. The guy that's the flat defender or –
that should be a late hit.
Should be, and his helmet's off, too.
Yeah, the referee reached for – and Chase Cromartie now has to come off the field for one play as we will reach the end of the 3rd quarter. Lots of decisions to be made here by the Viera Hawk coaching staff. It's 4th and 8. That's the end of quarter number 3. We'll be back with the start of the 4th here on Brevard Sports Network. On. All right, welcome back here. Alan Zlotorzynski, Logan Pettit, Mike Moffitt, Jackson, Rob, all of us in the crowded booth tonight. Want to thank Chris Sands for stopping by a little bit earlier tonight. What's it say? Logan's what? Logan's radio voice is on point. Maddie Fisher.
I work with Maddie.
Yeah, there you go. He's got a radio voice.
It's kind of an inside joke.
I got you. Is that one of those face for radio things?
Well, that's no. Maybe.
Fourth and 8 here. All right, super sophomore. What do you do here?
Yeah, I think if your quarterback's out, 4th and 8, no matter where you're on the field, get points on the board. And I feel like just that momentum of scoring, which is something they haven't been able to do really all season.
Yep,
they're going to go for it.
They're going to run Wildcat. This is some sort of a Wildcat. This is Judah Knight. Knight keeps it, cuts back, and that's going to stop it. And
I don't like the play call personally on that one. I know it's the 4th quarter, but the fact that you haven't been able to score, I just feel like it would make a lot of momentum there if they could have just got a field goal because the defense has been there.
Cover 0. The fade to pillow, says the Cocoa Tigers offensive coordinator. I think if anybody would know, he would.
Yeah, it'd be him. Runs a pretty darn good offense.
Maddie also gave you a shout-out on the Palm Bay one. They said you were on the wrong one. So does she not recognize your radio voice?
I don't know. That's a good question.
All right. So, we got a Viera Hawk player down, cramping, and that's Judah Knight. And as we get set to head, or we are in the 4th quarter, 11:42 to go. Listen, coming up tonight after the game, my goodness gracious, come on down to walk-ons. Join us there tonight. Nicole and her staff, they do a terrific job. They're keeping it open late on Friday nights, and we couldn't be there last week because the rain delayed the games for 90 minutes. But tonight, no such thing here, and we'll be there. Matter of fact, I don't think we could be any closer to walk-ons unless we were playing in their parking lot.
I guess you could say we could walk on over there.
I said walk-ons.
Oh, yeah. Wait a
slow
minute.
and low barbecue. Oh, no, Nicole's going to kill me. I put the right graphic up. Slow and low barbecue. Walk-ons is good. Slow and low is better. My bad.
Well, that was a slow and low moment by us there.
1st and 10.
Good run here by Kyle Jones.
Yeah, that's a good run there. And that's just really all you want to do if you're satellite. You don't care what. Keep the ball out of the air.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were getting antsy throwing it deep, and, I don't think it's a bad look when you have guys open, but when it gets repetitive like that, the deep ball starts to lose its touch. Kyle Jones has been successful on the ground, and when it's into the 4th quarter, you have a decent lead, but not one where you're entirely safe. Running the ball is not a bad option.
Well, there's no sense in passing right now. I mean, like you said, you got a 14-point cushion. Running the ball well. Keep turning that clock.
1st and 10. Yep, and that's exactly what they do here.
He's still up.
Yeah. Good hard running by Akai there. 11 minutes to go. Certainly anything can happen to turn the balance of this thing. But you just kind of feel like, listen, if you're working in baby steps, right? Here's the thing, guys. If you're Viera, no, maybe you don't get on the board tonight. But now you know you're moving the ball, right?
This was a big step in the right direction.
Yeah,
I saw some good stuff out of Viera, and I saw them not give up. 3 turnovers early. Since then, they've looked a lot cleaner on offense. And I think you can take this somewhere for the rest of the season. And I like what Viera's done tonight, no matter the outcome.
We said that they would be a better football team on November the 4th than they were on August the 26th. And when you're playing with as many sophomores as they're playing with, and many freshmen and juniors that didn't get a lot of playing time last year, that's all you can ask for. And there's been vast improvement in this game.
I've seen it over the course of the game. As I said, the turnovers early, but since then they've looked a lot better. So I think Viera's doing what they got to do right now. No matter the outcome, they've laid the foundation. Now they just got to work on it for the rest of the season.
Any score here would be the proverbial nail. Kaya Jones still running extremely hard, and it's going to be 2nd and 9. And too early to talk about the slow and low barbecue player of the game, the Sunshot player of the game tonight. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Don't forget, also coming up after the game tonight, if you're a Satellite fan, we're going to be live from the field for the trophy presentation if the Hawks don't come back to win. Don't forget, this is the 2nd Adidas Bowl. The winner gets to keep the trophy. They'll play this game every year. Am I correct, Mike? Yes, sir. They're going to play Satellite, and Viera will play every year for that trophy. Throws back across the field to Hankel with it. Down the sidelines goes Hankel. Hankel out at the 25. 35, check that, steps out of bounds. And Satellite, if you're going to throw the ball, that's a good, safe play, Jackson.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was a good fake, too. He sold me for a second, and then that left Henkel open where you can just let him do his thing down the sideline. I think that's a good option, a good throw, a safe one that, unless really blown up, should be successful for you.
Yep. I thought Mark Hinkle was going to swing over tonight, stop in the booth, but he's over on the other side, and I'm sure he's probably helped direct the offense. Vanilla Vic, the best nickname for a quarterback I've ever heard.
That's just magnificent.
It's a beautiful nickname. Down the sidelines.
Oh, my goodness.
Caught.
Parker Dawson.
How
what
about
a catch.
Parker Dawson on the acrobatic catch? Are they saying he had it or what?
Yeah, they wanted a flag on after the play.
Oh, jeez.
And they didn't get the flag. They probably should have, because I saw it as well. You can't do that.
No, and Brian Helton won't tolerate that.
That might be on Viera's sideline.
Yeah, that's a late flag. That won't be it.
So that's going to be on Shane Staples or a coach on the side. It could be a sideline warning.
It could be a warning first.
Yeah, it is. It's a warning.
But, hey, credit where credit's due, though. That's the deep ball they've wanted, and they used Parker Dawson's size. He got up, caught it on the receiver's head. I mean, regardless of call, no call, what a catch.
Yeah. Cheryl Monty just said, wanted to give you props, Jackson. Is it hard? I got to ask, and that's a great point Cheryl's brought up. This is where you go to school. Football's your favorite sport. Yeah. How do you not show bias, buddy?
Well, for everyone out there, I'm not going to be out here. Riding Satellite. It's not the Satellite Sports Network. It's the Brevard Sports Network.
There you go. Great answer.
We got 2 Brevard County teams, and Viera's been great. My first game was here at Viera, so I have nothing against the Hawks and their program. So I would love to give them both an even game. And of course, Satellite's my team when it's Monday through Thursday, but on Friday night it's everybody in the county.
There you go. Love it. Love the answer. And of course, what a special moment that was to get you in the booth last year for your first Brevard County broadcast. That was awesome. 1st and goal for Satellite, looking to ice this up. Jones straight up the gut. Is he in? Wait for the signal. Nope, he's down at the 1.
And Satellite has imposed their will on this drive. I mean, other than 2 passes, they've kept it on the ground. In fact, earlier in the drive, they had a broken play and picked up about 15 or 20 yards on it. So this might be the nail in the coffin, Alan.
Yeah, I would think so with 8 minutes to go here. Turns, gives. Why you got to let Jones finish this. And Kaya Jones in for the Satellite touchdown. And with 7:54 to go, it's 20-0 pending the extra point. That was the Kaya Jones drive, complemented with a Parker Dawson acrobatic catch.
Yeah, and, we were talking about it earlier. That one of those was going to pop if they were going to stay in cover 3 like that and keep running those go routes. They had them open, and one finally popped, and that put them into scoring position. They let Jones, who was the workhorse this whole drive, punch it off for him.
No doubt about it. And on for the extra point is number 39. Why do I keep forgetting Caleb Garner's name? He's a kicker. I'm joking, kickers. I'm joking.
Kickers are people, too.
Yes, there's no doubt that they are, and I want to give my love to kickers everywhere. All right, we'll be back here in just a second.
Hey, this is Devon Dudley, and you are watching Brevard Sports Network. Oh, my brother, testify.
All right, welcome back. We were just talking about UCF last night under John Rice Plumlee, as this kick is short here. And the ball is out beyond the 40 to the 42. And, guys, John Rice Plumlee last night, 400 or 300 yards in the air, another 100 on the ground. 5 total touchdowns, I think, 4 passing, 1 rushing. I know they're playing South Carolina State. The Knights win 56-10. Was Bryce Plumlee, as you both were there, was he as good as his numbers say?
He's what Gus wants in a quarterback. You know, his blocking scheme is great, too. He runs a lot of wing T elements in his blocking scheme with a lot of reads and quick throws and RPO stuff. And, you know, no knock to Mikey Keene, but that's just not Keene. You know, he's more of your I'm going to stand and deliver passer. Whereas Plumlee can flat out fly. You know, he's a baseball player too.
Yeah.
And he had a really good time in the 60, and you know, it just makes more sense for what they're trying to do offensively. But yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with him. I was impressed with him in the spring game as well. He's a heck of a football player.
Heck of an athlete. You know, Lane Kiffin last year had him as a receiver.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's also not a scared runner. His rushing touchdown, he ran through like 5 defenders. Like, he was not nervous to run, and a lot of the balls he threw were perfectly thrown balls. I didn't really see a lot or really any plays out of him that I was really like, you know, he's got to work on that, because honestly he played near perfect regardless of the opponent.
I want to tell everybody, former Viera Hawk, and we were told this a little bit earlier, former Viera Hawk Zach Sedaros, who walked on to the Florida Gators football team. Rarely does a walk-on dress in game 1, but guess what?
Dressing tomorrow.
Zach Sedaros is dressing tomorrow.
You know, you want to talk speed. That kid's got some
speed.
He
needs to be returning kicks. First of all, he got robbed in the 200-meter race. What a horrific call that was. Don't even get me started on that, how he got robbed of a state championship. Nice throw by Chase.
You got to come down with that.
Yeah, you do. But Zach Sedaros is arguably one of the fastest guys to have ever stepped on a track in this county. He needs to be returning kicks for Billy Napier.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You know, I could, he's a walk-on. So what? He's a world-class athlete with world-class speed. Get him on the play where, you know, he touches the ball and runs forward, you know, like Forrest Gump almost. Just let him run.
The last match started, we took Fox was Kiwi Carter at LSU, broke his collarbone his first game.
Yeah.
Played football after that.
Of course, you look, Richie Leonard up there for the Gators tomorrow, too. Leonard's not starting on the depth chart, but that Florida offensive line is so deep, so deep.
I'm not going to say anything nice about Florida. I went to Florida State.
I know you did. I know, but let me ask you this. You recently get former Cocoa Tiger Keziah Holmes transferring.
We sure do.
So talk about how you feel about Keziah Holmes now. And look, last week, Florida State running backs did something that they've never done in program history. What was it? Rush for
3 100-yard rushers in a game.
So where does Keziah Holmes fit in that mix?
Well, you know, we're fortunate that we brought him in as a walk-on. He's not a walk-on caliber player by any means. He's brought in as a preferred walk-on. I think that has to do with how the season's already started. I can almost guarantee he's going to have a scholarship come this time next year. But it just adds to a loaded running back room, and it kind of speaks to his character because he comes from a loaded running back room, and he's saying, you know what, I know I can fit in. I know personally that he can fit in because I coached against the kid, and he's He's a heck of an athlete, and it's just another weapon that we're going to have in the backfield. So next year we'll have 4 100-yard rushers in the first week.
And right. As long as you play Duquesne again.
Well, hey, look, they put their helmets on just like everybody else.
Let's get that point clear. All right. All right. So let's also discuss former Viera Hawk Trey Nixon. In an interesting move, waived by the Patriots and then brought back and put on their practice squad. Man, he has really turned into a fan favorite up in New England. That move puzzled me by Bill Belichick.
I think it's good that they kept him on the practice squad, though, because those guys do get called up. Injuries happen, and I think he would be before going to waivers or free agency, if somebody were to get hurt, I think they would call Nixon back up to the active roster.
And congratulations to Jashawn Corbin, as he is on the New York Giants practice squad. So if you look at Brevard County right now, right, let's just look. Jashawn Corbin, Trey Nixon, okay, turnover on downs, by the way. Jashawn Corbin, Trey Nixon, Jamel Dean, Chauncey Gardner, who was traded to the Eagles this week, Marcus May, although the unfortunate incident this week. Marcus May, that's 5, right?
5 that I can think of.
All right, and then let's
the tackle in Jacksonville.
Jawan Taylor, so 6. And then we've got Courtney Cador, the former cheerleader from Rockledge, who is a New Orleans Saints cheerleader, and Cocoa Tiger graduate in 1993, Trey Blake, who this year was awarded, he's a head referee in the NFL. Now, the first time in 3 years the NFL has promoted someone to a head referee, false start, and it's Trey Blake from Cocoa High School. So if you count all of the players, that's 8 people from Brevard County playing or actively involved in the National Football League.
That's impressive because when you think about Brevard County, it's the largest county by square footage or square mileage. I mean,
and north to south.
North to south, right. But it's not an overly dense populated area.
600,000 people.
Yeah, so I mean, you get 8 people in the highest level of a sport, and any aspect of the sport is impressive.
Yeah, and you look, and if it were any bigger, it would be we would be a metro county, and we're not. We're a suburb county, and if you're wondering what we're talking about, well, football has been divvied up into a couple of classifications this year. Either you're metro or you're suburban. Now, only 3 counties in the state are suburban. Those are the counties in Miami, the counties in Jacksonville, and the counties in Tampa. 1 in Orlando, so 4. So that's what you're looking at. We do. If you advance to a state championship as a Brevard County team, you do not have to face those teams from Miami, Tampa, or Jacksonville anymore. Vigliotti, oh, what a block. Not a block that time. Great job on the first block, but picking up the sack there is number 9 that is Owen George.
Little spark. I mean, Viera didn't lay down.
No.
They're still fighting.
5:44 to go, by the way.
I don't know if they're going to be able to capitalize on it, but they're not laying down and saying, you know what, we got our teeth kicked in again.
Nope.
They're punching back, and that's good. You can build off of that, especially with a young team.
That's what we saw last week, Logan, at Palm Bay and Bayside. Bayside was down big in the 4th, and they put on 2 big touchdowns that I was impressed with at the end of the game. So that was another team that didn't give up.
I've been giving Bayside all the love in the world and wondering what Heritage needed to do. Heritage leads Palm Bay 8-7 in the 4th quarter.
Wow. I didn't see that.
That's a stunner.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
That's a stunner. The Battle of South Brevard right now, 4th quarter, Heritage 8, Palm Bay 7. Wow.
That's the other side of the Battle of the Bay. We had Palm Bay base.
What's that? Yeah, Justin Warden's definitely building up there. 3rd down and about 18 for Vigliotti and this satellite offense. Good night tonight again for the sophomore. Look, he didn't make any mistakes, Logan, but one.
He had the 1 interception, but again, he's young. It's 1 pick.
Throws, nice play, caught out on the screen. All kinds of blockers in front. He gets all the way out past the first down marker and a little bit more. Or did he step out? Nope, I think he stepped out of bounds over there. So it's going to be 4th down and 5:23 to go in this one. What's that? Bayside 22, Holy Trinity 14.
I think Rockledge is.
They have crushed the
Yeah,
Rail
they
Academy.
absolutely slaughtered them. Yeah.
My man Tyrone Giscombe over there. Space Coast 14-7 over MCC. Two very evenly matched programs. 4th down and 3 to give us to Jones up the middle. And
short.
Great job by that Viera front there. And number 9 again, Owen George, has come in and made an impact to say, I want to play more.
Yeah, and he's been setting the edge a little bit better than the other ends, and he hasn't been getting sucked up and allowing that
Discipline.
that read. He's disciplined. And if you do that, if you just stop on those zone reads, right, and you don't crash inside, you can still make a tackle for loss. You just got to get flat down the line of scrimmage. And that's what Owen George did there. He stopped. He didn't allow the read. He forced the handoff, and then he got flat to where the running back was going, not where he was at, and he still made the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, or at least not for the first down.
Owen is young, too. I mean,
Now if you're Viera, I would just say you go out here, give it your best, put some points on the board, avoid the goose egg, and
take a shot down the field.
Give it all you got here.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
Rockledge 1-4, and that's exactly what they do.
And
He's got him. Caught! Touchdown! Oh, flag. He says no, it's incomplete. Thought he had it. Gave him the touchdown call.
Well, incomplete pass.
Yeah, he must not have had control of the ball to the ground. What's the flag, though?
I think it's going to be PI on satellite, and I thought he caught it, to be honest with you.
I did, too.
I think when he came to the ground, the ball might have bobbled, but yeah.
So that's 15 yards, but I tell you what an effort there. What a pass from Chase Cromartie.
Yeah,
great catch, too.
Heck of a throw.
That's Judah Knight. That's the best deep ball he's thrown all year.
And it was right on target.
Yeah. So they'll walk off 15 here.
That's where you wish it was a spot foul.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I thought he had it. I gave him the touchdown call. A little premature on my part. I
wish I could have seen it because I don't know if he came down with it. Then when he stretched for the end zone, he dropped it.
That's exactly what happened because you have to control. It's no different than college or the NFL. The ball has to be controlled all the way to the ground. So it's 1st and 10 at the 30. Viera not going quietly with 4:29 to go here in the game. Cromartie. And we just said they needed to take a shot. They did, and it nearly worked.
Do it again here.
Yeah. Little bubble screen here. Yeah, I would too. And, of course, we want to thank all of you tonight for joining us here. Once again, coming up tonight, we're going to go live from the field for the presentation of the Adidas Bowl Trophy. Mike, let's show everybody what that trophy looks like. Hold that thing up there. Let me back up here a little bit. There you go. How about it, huh? There it is. Tonight, that'll be awarded to the winner. And right now, at this point, unless a miracle happens, that'll be the Satellite Scorpions. Cromartie 2nd and 8. Looks, fires, little out there. Nice job. Caught inside. Yeah, that's Javon Cooper.
I think Viera should stick with that play, though. That little turnaround route has been working well for him tonight.
It is the bread and butter tonight. It's been the play that's worked better than anything they've done.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked, actually, that Satellite hasn't adjusted to it, Logan.
They might have been to the point where, like, okay, they're getting down the field running this, but they're not scoring. So until they score, there's no sense in stopping what we've been doing on defense. That's the only thought I could think. And like, don't outthink yourself, essentially. Yeah, bend, don't break, exactly. So
Cocoa Beach gets a win for Coach Ben Waldrop. They beat Berrien Christian. I don't know anything about Berrien Christian, but it's 56-0. And you know what? What matters is that you get the W.
You're in the win column.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And they are doing good things over there. Ben Waldrop is I love the direction he's guiding those young men with.
Yeah, he cares a lot about that football program, and that's what you need in a head coach.
Cromartie,
really
nice cutback by. Oh!
He's got to stop taking those hits.
Yes, he does, but the gutsy quarterback, the sophomore, gets inside the Sun Shop red zone on that one, and he gets all the way down to the 7-yard line, and it's 1st and goal tonight. Jackson, how many times? 5 times tonight in the red zone.
5 or 6 now.
Yeah.
But as I said, now give it everything you got. Put in give all the shots. Throw that little out route they like there. That's a good play. And now you're right there.
And I think, and Smitty, Sterling Shepard wants to know, yes, it's true. Viera this year, including the spring, has now gone 11 quarters without scoring. Yulee has jumped in front of Titusville 20-14. And I guess I wish I could remember the name of the coach. Lusk. Coach Lusk, Pat Lusk's son coaches that team. Yulee up the middle.
Go.
Touchdown, Viera Hawks. How about it? No quit. Judah Knight up the gut, and it's 20-6 with $1:58 to go. There you go, guys.
You got it out of the way now. You might not win this game. In fact, probably not going to, but hey, you scored. So now next week, go score a few more times.
Yeah.
And that was a threshold Viera needed to cross. Just get points on the board, and that's going out on a higher note.
That is a tremendous monkey off your back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they played a better game tonight for sure, and I think you carry this into next week. I don't know who they're playing off the top of my head, but the Hawks have got something here.
Snap, hold, the kick is good, and with 1:58 to go, for the first time this season, we can put up on the board a touchdown for the Hawks, and the score is Satellite 21, Viera 7. And then, I tell you, and I'll tell you how much this fan base loves this program and this team. When they scored, and this place was packed tonight, when they scored, the roar went up like they had scored a touchdown with 2 minutes to go in the playoffs.
Like it was the game winner.
Right, yeah. And I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I love the turnout tonight by both sides. It's a big game, the Adidas Bowl. It's something to play for, and the fans showed out wisely. I mean, the Satellite faithful came down, but Viera packed their side. There wasn't standing room, it felt like, over here.
What's that? JV team, yeah, put one on Satellite last. I tell you what, quarterbacks aplenty. Hartman, the reigning JV. I want to give a big shout out to Sean Hartman, the JV quarterback, and they had some plays in that game. Remember the name? I can't remember the young man's last name from last night, but so many student athletes to remember. But they had a defensive back for Viera last night who, I got to tell you, I'm shocked he's not up here doing 6 quarters tonight.
I got beat by Viera's JV team one time, 73-0.
Oh my goodness! Did you really?
Yeah. C.J. Sims was a freshman.
The onside kick. Viera's got it.
Hey now.
Hey
now.
Uh-oh.
It's not over till it's over.
So Viera's got Rockledge next week. So, yeah, well. So the Hawks get the ball here. And then Baker County, right. 1:53 to go. And you know what? I love this.
Never say never. If they get that deep ball to work here, one or two play touchdown, you got the timeouts. It's not over.
No, it's not.
Now the Hawks have scored.
They feel as if they can get in there.
Yeah.
Cromartie with Knight. Chase drops back.
He
lets it go. Wide open. Touchdown.
No,
did he hang on? No, he did not. He had him wide open. Satellite's going to put their defensive line starters back in here.
The receivers
or they
down.
have, okay.
The receiver's down on the play.
Yeah, I think he's got some cramps.
Yeah, just cramping up. You hate that for the kid.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And it. Yeah, yep. Yeah, you got to hang on to that one. I think Cromartie put that. I don't know if he twists. I don't know how close that was to the sidelines, but I think Cromartie, that one's on the quarterback. I think you got to drop that right in the breadbasket on the side he's running on. You can't twist him at the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chase would want that one back.
That shows you what I'm saying, though. This game isn't over. Viera's got what they need to do. It's just got to all come together.
I want to give a big shout-out to Brian Helton tonight. because him and his coaching staff, listen, what happened, and the same thing happened at Viera, but it happened twice at Satellite. Brian Helton doesn't. It's like drinking water from a fire hose for that coaching staff when Helton took over, and even into the spring game or past. Actually, it was Coach ROBB in the spring game. Helton didn't take over until after that. This is how you know. And I also want to give a shout out to my broadcast partner Ted Kimmy, because this program is on solid ground. Has been built correctly through a blueprint of success over the last couple of years. And Brian Helton and his coaching staff, it looks as though they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, Kimmy did a wonderful job of a Satellite program that, I mean, you and I have both been in this county a while. You know what Satellite used to be, and it's not that anymore. And Kimmy laid that foundation. Helton, who's a great coach in his own right, walks into that and is going to look to elevate that even further.
Because only a few short years ago, for a few short years being like 2 years, I believe, Satellite was still an independent.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly right. They played FHSAA ball for the first time in 6 years last year. Throws Knight, and he goes down. 140 to go. As here's the thing, too. Before Kimmy took over there, Satellite had won 46 games in 10 years. Kimmy took over, and he won 46 games in 5 years.
Right.
Yeah. And Brian Helton and his entire family are just great people. And, you know, Brian is probably, and I said this when he got the job, arguably there's no smarter coach in the county. Brian's played both sides of the ball. He's coached both sides of the ball. He knows what he's doing.
It's single coverage right here with Gillens.
Yeah, he's just airing it out. He's
down
got
the
him
field.
Again.
That's pass interference.
It sure is. And they're not going to call it.
Yeah, they're not going to call it. He grabbed him by the right arm there.
If he didn't, he was breaking on that. That would have been
six. I don't know if he was cramping up, but that certainly looked a little suspicious to me. But we're not down there. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just – and I think he may have been starting to cramp, so we may have accused the DB a little early there. Yeah, he's cramping. That's the other thing, too. You're not going to outwork Brian Helton. You are not. Everything, and I asked, when I asked Miles Hinkle this, Mark and Miles Hinkle, when I had him in studio, I said, tell me something about Coach Helton. He said, they both said, he's the only coach I've ever had in my life, Alan, where if we're doing hill crawls, I look to my left, there's Brian Helton crawling the hill with me. Yeah, he works out with him.
Well, he's jacked, too. I mean, the guy looks like Hercules.
Yeah, his arms are, yeah. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
Here, me, my jelly rolls. Oh, yeah. Well, Brian Helton's probably my age, too. Believe me. Yeah, that's age is an excuse. This is the final play of the night for the Viera offense, unless they get a first down, because they're going to turn it over. It's 4th and forever.
Best receiver not on the field, too.
That's tough. 3 wide receivers split near side. Cromartie under pressure. He's going to take off, and Chase Cromartie's got a shot.
He's got to go down.
Yeah, that's going to do it. That'll end it.
Hey, I got to say, though, not one play did I see the Viera Hawks give up on this game.
No, they didn't.
If it wasn't for one incompletion there at the end of the game, they were in it the whole time. And I'm still optimistic about Viera. I understand that their schedule is not easy, but they have what it takes.
Yep. Jackson, pass that microphone over to Mike real quick, because I do want to get Mike's final thoughts on this.
Well, I believe I want to see the stats. I know Viera ran up and down the field tonight, as did Satellite. I think they got more yards rushing, and I think they got more yards passing, personally. But I don't know. But the score doesn't dictate that. So, but I think it was a good game. The score doesn't really dictate how close the game really was, because I think Viera left a lot of points on the board. But they'll learn from what they did tonight, and they'll move forward to next week. And it ain't going to get no easier with Rockledge coming to town.
All right, Mike, we're going to have to hustle down at the field after this one's over so we can present the Adidas Bowl trophy. So I want to get your final thoughts, Logan.
Yeah, same thing you guys said. Viera's got something that they can build on. They've got good tape out there. They've showed now we can score, we can move the football. We just got to put it all together. If you're Satellite, you got to be happy where you're sitting. 2-0, coming with a new coaching staff, new quarterback in the game, not much of a drop-off. I like where the Scorpions are headed.
No doubt about it. All right, as I'm sure we'll see victory formation or not. Okay, so that's going to do it. So Mike Moffitt and I got to get down onto the field, so we're going to end this broadcast here. Coming up, join us over at Slow and Low. We'll see you a little bit later on here where we'll go through the night in high school football in Brevard County. And this will be the final play for Jackson ROBB, Logan Pettit, and Mike Moffitt. I'm Alan Zlotorzynski. Once again, your final score, Satellite 21, Viera 7. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the live Adidas Bowl Trophy presentation.